Hello and welcome to the Tavern with your guest host, me, because Dale's on holiday. We have your usual co-host, Kaif, and we also have our two guests, Rob and Kate. Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
Hello.
You all right?
Why am I talking in the mic, lads?
I think you can turn it so it's like more in your face instead of you.
Hello.
Yeah.
Hello. This is weird.
Yeah. Sick. I honestly have no idea how to fucking start this, like at all.
Swing it, mate. Swing
Yeah,
it.
we're just gonna have to free ball it and see how it goes. I forgot to have that while I was talking that.
We all know it's going to end up in anal, so.
Yeah, probably. That's good. We're gonna hope to have that towards the end, so
Yeah.
like we'll like lead on towards that bit as
So
opposed to it.
The tavern is monetized, and we still get to talk about anal later.
Yeah, exactly. Cut off the first like 30 minutes of it where we talk about normal stuff, and we'll eventually lead into the pegging and poop stories and everything.
Mate,
like
let's
that.
get some strap-ons sent to the PO box. Like, I'll give you a test review on them. Like,
Oh, have you seen the videos where it's like testing like anal products?
yeah.
And it's like they got a curtain above the guy.
Yeah,
and they
I've
pop it
seen
in.
that one. Yeah, it's like real or fake. It's like, is this a real dick or is this a fake dick?
How
Yeah.
could you not tell what a fake or real dick is? Like, it's got a fucking.
No, why don't you try?
I'll do it.
We
Who wants to give me the dick though?
we went from hey, let's talk about anal later to straight into anal.
Straight away, right now. Oh god, yeah. Mate, I do not know though how they can't. Like, it must just be like a really convincing like dildo, you know?
So when you got a penis inside you, Kate, right? Can you tell the difference between a dildo and a penis?
Yeah.
Right, there you go. It must
Is
be the
it-
same. If I put a curtain over, right, your vagina and started inserting stuff, would you be able to tell, like?
You mean a curtain in front of me?
Yeah.
So I'll be able to see what you're
Yeah.
doing. Right, okay. Yeah, I could tell.
5,000 likes.
But what if you like, I don't know, warmed up the dildo in like warm water first? Because I imagine heat would probably be a big thing around it.
I
Right?
guess so, but
I think the hard one would be: could you tell the difference between a dildo, a warm dildo, and a penis of a condom on it?
Well, no use condoms every fucking 10 odd years.
it's been a long time.
New experience right there. Anyway.
There you go.
So that actually somewhat leads me on to my first question.
What the fuck?
I know.
I'm scared.
As we know, though, Rob's nickname is Big Bobby. And
My girl.
one of the things that I don't think a lot of people around the world know is, Rob, what is a Big Bobby?
A big penis. I only done it, I would be honest, I did this as a piss take.
I was going to ask.
Yeah.
I was going to be like, so why did you come up with that name and stick with it so long?
Because I was at Josh and my name used to be something like Big Bobby Bob Dog, and I don't know why I named it like that. And Josh like, got to change, you get the SR thing, so I changed it to Big Bobby. And after like a couple of months when I started to stream, I was like, do you think I should change? He's like, no, your name's Big Dick, you're keeping the name Big Dick. Like, and I was like, fair enough. But when
Big
I've raided
Bobby
people,
Bob dog.
yeah, Big Bobby Bob Dog.
So that's big penis dog.
The thing is, right, maybe other people, Scottish people in this chat, but Bob or Bobby can mean the word like another nickname for Robert, like Bob.
Yeah,
So
that's-
like it does go on like Bobby, and so.
I'm sure you're not just pronouncing Bob
No,
wrong.
I know. I'll tell you this because there's a Scottish program called Still Game, and the barman's called Bobby.
yeah, it's true.
It's called Dick.
Yeah, you call it.
I mean, to be fair, you call Richard Dick, so
Yeah,
Bobby probably does just mean dick.
Tell me, have you ever met one Richard that actually isn't a dick? Because every Richard I've met has been a proper dickhead. Like,
Sorry, Richard.
So why have you stuck to being called Big Bobby for so long then?
I think at this point now, I would have changed it because like we've all been the bit where when you start out, like your identity doesn't really matter, does it? You're like maybe got
Yeah.
5-10 people in my head, it doesn't matter. But when Among Us blew up, any chance of the time of changing the name in my head went because that's what people knew me as, if you know what I
Yeah.
mean. And I was like, if I change it now, does that change what my branding is, what I do, or like who I am? Will people actually know if I went to SR Rob, who the hell fuck I was? Like,
You change your name and you're like, who am I?
well, this is it.
I don't know who I am anymore.
I think if name change are done now, if you look at Johanna changing her name, is it to Neri? You know,
Yeah.
that's
I think-
working out well for
Yeah, I
her,
thought
you
that was
know?
really good.
You know, but I think SR Rob just sounds boring as fuck. Like,
That's not Rob.
It is Rob in it, so like.
And my one's SR Sam.
yeah, but I think that works better. Like than SR Rob. Just Rob is so basic, bitch. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
So why don't you just change it to SR Bob?
could do. But I like the fact when I raid random people sometimes, and then I go back into the chat and they're like, "Yeah, don't raid me again." Had one like woman say to me one time, "It's like your name literally means big dick. Am I going to say it on stream again?" It's like, what do you do? Like,
I was gonna say because I was watching you recently and you said that about how like you raided somebody and they were like, I'm not saying that name, but thank you.
and they kept getting, "Why are you not banned on Twitch?" I mean, because technically Bobby in Scotland is you can say it's Robert. Do you know what I mean? So if they come and go, they want to make me change my name, they can make me change my name, but it's nothing offensive, really, is it?
We've got away with far too much
Well,
on Twitch and everything for like 5 years.
How about SRCUNT?
Mate, we can't even say that in this, let alone have her on there.
The big balls playing it like. I mean,
That is a very, very big balls play.
you
but,
see about spelt it, I never said it. See, thinking of the
I mean,
monetization here.
yeah,
Like,
that's fair. The only issue with that though is you would be relevant for a day and then you'd be gone forever because they would ban you immediately.
Yeah, if your name on Twitch was "See you next Tuesday," do you reckon you get banned?
don't know.
We all know what it means, but your name is literally "See you next Tuesday."
That's what we need to do. Make an
What, on your
account.
birth certificate and everything, like?
What? No, on Twitch.
Oh.
What the fuck?
What I was
I'm not
thinking,
changing my name to "See you next Tuesday."
Do you know some people like change your name, like legally change your name to like
Yeah.
stupid things? Like, what if your name
Didn't someone
was legally
change it to
banned?
like fucking Megatron Optimus Prime or
Yeah,
some shit
yeah.
like that?
Yeah, people
Like-
have done stupid shit like that.
Yeah. Change to like, I don't know, like Reptar or something. Be the dinosaur from
Reptar.
Rugrats.
Mate, Reptar was the boy, like, you know.
Oh, Rugrats. is
Oh,
brilliant.
Rugrats was
I
on
love
another
Rugrats.
planet, like. Oh,
It was a good program.
Yeah.
little Tom and his little fucking tool, like, you know, like, hey, I'm getting out the fucking pen, like, you know.
Tommy and his tool.
If I'd done that as a kid, my mum would have smacked me in the back of the fucking head and went, "What the fuck are you doing, you stupid bastard?"
I just realized Angelica is like a Sundara. Sundare. Is that how you say it? Sundare?
I think so. We don't have Evs here, so she can't tell you how to
You
pronounce
can't
it.
tell me how to say it,
No.
right?
I
Yeah.
don't know what you were saying then. I was like, what?
You know, like Sundaras, like in anime.
Right, okay.
You don't know what that
You are
is, do
not
you?
cultured.
No.
No, I'm not.
It's the character that's like, I don't love him, I hate him, but secretly they love him.
Right, okay.
The only issue with that though is that they were cousins.
Oh shit! No, I forget that. Anyways.
Wait. It's America. It's fine.
Yeah. so long as it's in Alabama, I'm probably sure it's fine. You know.
Oh, it was nice having those subs from Alabama.
Just so we're clear.
No, there's something going right on, brother.
We're talking about when they're grown up, not when they're babies.
There's a program. What's
There's
the
a
program
program.
called?
There is.
Was it called Grown Ups?
I think it's called something like that, like All Grown Up.
All
or
Grown
something.
Up, yeah. They weren't grown up. They were just
Something like that.
teens, right?
Yeah,
Something
yeah,
like
yeah.
that. Yeah.
No, were they in college?
I don't know.
Oh, high school. I can't
No, they
remember.
were in school. They were in high school.
Oh.
Because Chucky's dad looks like he's about to fucking die. Like he's on like fucking every fucking drip possible.
I mean, I remember watching All Grown Up. I was like, oh, mate, this is hype. The Rugrats as adults, well, close to adults, is like, yeah, hype. It was okay. I
There's
stopped
so many-
watching it after like 5
Mate,
episodes.
There's so many good cartoons when you grow up as kids that you just do not get anymore. Like it had all the even the last great cartoon that I watched
You
as
gonna
kids
say
did was
Ren and
Adventure
Stimpy, is
Time.
it?
No, Adventure Time. You ever seen that?
That's
That's really good.
new, though.
Yeah, no, but that's the last good one that I remember watching where I could watch it with Jensen and he would get it, but I get all the like sexual references and that they put in there.
Like a lot of the older stuff had
A lot of sexual
hefty
reference.
sexual references.
Oh,
Yeah.
Like huge amounts.
Dirty dad humor jokes.
Do you remember Cow and Chicken when they used to have the butts? The devil used to fire the butts or something like. They used to always cook like butts, and it was
I-
like butts on a plate and
I
stuff.
can't
like
remember Cow and Chicken.
That. Oh mate,
So you said that, and it's like a small part of my brain is going, "Oh yeah," but I don't know if I actually remember it or not.
it's like I'm sure it's on a plate, and it's like a little butt that's presenting a plate, and it's like steaming off as if it's been cooked. Like I'm pretty convinced. If this is a Mandela effect, I don't know. Like, but
Mate, I'm grown up and I don't understand the joke behind that now. So
I don't understand. But did anything make like sense like back then?
yeah, probably not actually.
Yeah.
Probably
Did
not.
you ever watch Ren and Stimpy?
I did.
Yeah.
But that art style
The
freaked me
saw
out.
one always remember. I remember he's about to get done. And he finishes, and the saw just flops like it just flops down, and he's like, oh.
I remember watching Ren and Stimpy, but all I can remember is it just being like cursed as fuck, like really proper cursed.
And Courage the Cowardly Dog was cursed.
Oh my god, that
I
was
love
terrifying. That always scared the shit out of me though.
But that
Every
was, like, one of my
episode is
favourites.
freaky. Like, what's his name? Fred was there?
Yeah,
The salesman.
Yeah, with, like the really big grin and stuff,
Like
right?
the Cheshire Cat smile.
Yeah,
Freaky.
all he wanted to do was shave Courage and
Yeah.
like, shave everything. He's just like, oh, you've been very naughty.
The British had some weird stuff though. Like we had some weird stuff growing up. Like we take away cartoons. Do you ever remember like Bernard's watch and all that? Like
Who?
Bernard's watch, right? It's this guy had a watch where he could stop time. Right, and the little arsehole goes into a shop and pays for it with everybody stocks he's in a rush. I'm like, you've got a watch first, so you can stop it. You're not in a rush. Why pay for it? Just steal it. They're fucking stealing from his enemy. Like, you know, we go.
Wait, he did what? He stopped
So he
time,
stopped time
walked
in
into
the
the
shop.
shop and paid for something in front of
Yeah.
the queue and then left.
Yeah, he left the change on the thing as if it's going to make a difference. Like, just nick that stuff, man. Just, I don't know if it's the Glaswegian in me, but that'd be in my pocket. I'd be out there like,
Mate, you'd 100%.
He says it, right, when we're driving and like someone cuts him up and he's like, if I had fucking Bernard's watch right now, I'd get out the car, I'll fucking punch him, and then the car will go flying off, and I'll put the time back on, and he'll be fucking gone. Like,
just a disclaimer, I'd make sure that when the car crashed, I'd get his body before it hit the deck
Yeah,
and
sure.
it survived, like, you know.
he
Like,
says it all the time. If I had a fucking Bernard's watch,
I always fantasize when I drive a car. If I had Bernard's watch, I'd punch some dick in
it's
the ball.
that,
like.
or if I had what is it, the Force?
Oh mate, if I had the Force when cars were coming, I'd be like,
Yeah.
fuck off, bang. I'd see the car flying over to the next lane with the guy's face crap in his pants.
If
like,
I had powers, I would kill everybody around me.
oh, I'd 100% be on the dark side of the Force because that's the right side of the Force.
Someone
like.
cuts you up and you're like, you're dead.
Imagine just have a lightsaber like, bloop. Cutting their cars and going by them like,
You'd be a tire slasher, you would.
oh mate, I'd be an arsehole.
I think we've learned, you know, if Rob ever gets superpowers, don't piss him off.
If you see somebody just on like one time just randomly choking, like, ooh, that's me going, bitch.
What the fuck?
Mate, you never know. Some people might get off on that. Like, well, imagine the money I could make.
Oh, force choke me,
Yeah,
daddy.
yeah. Think of the money you could make being like all these men coming in, like, I'm going to get naked and I'm going to chuck myself off. Like, well, I'm going, yeah, bet you like it, you know? I could make a lot of money doing that. £1,000 a force choke, like, until they come.
So you
Think of all
have the
the- think
force,
all the Star Wars
and
fans
you're
that were like-
you have the force. You're the only person who has it. You've got this business opportunity where you can basically force choke people, and your first thing is, oh, I charge them £1,000.
Yeah, force choke. And they have
Like,
to,
you kind of underbought, like you are going lowball.
I
big
mean, I
time
want
with it.
I want to let everybody be able to attempt to have a bit of fun in their life, like, you know. I mean, if you're in a bit of a poverty, or
Wouldn't
like
you do
I
it
grew
for
up in
free
poverty, I could do it
These
for
are
free.
equal opportunities.
I could say I could do it for free, like.
If you can force choke, can you force finger?
Oh man, I said this to Kate. If I had the force, like, I wouldn't be touching her pussy. I'd be just miles away going, whoa! But
You'd be controlling
Mate,
it like a fucking sock puppet.
somebody sent me a Star Wars comic. It was like an actual fic where it was like Luke Skywalker like making a woman come by like just using the force, like in this woman's pussy, like wee. I need to find it and put it on. Like, it's so
Can
fucking
you?
good.
What's this way thing? What are you stretching?
Because I'm straight. It's like a ball inside you. Imagine the pressure. Like, weep, 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 weep.
He's literally like, whoa, 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 whoa. Could you imagine seeing it from the other side? You're looking at it and the vagina is just going, whoa, whoa, whoa. Like, what the fuck?
What I would also do if I had the powerful force like Yoda is I'd lift Kate up, right, and then I'd be turned around, right, and I'd be getting the dildo slamming in with the force, but whap, 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 like that. Dildo going in and out. Think of that as a porn movie. I'd watch that. Like, she's giving me the look as if she wouldn't watch it, but she'd
Fuck is he
fucking
on,
watch it. Like,
Of all the things you can do with the force, you're like, hey, spin her in the air, dildo.
but here's the question.
Dildo helicopter,
Here
like.
is the question, right? It's a legit question, right? If, say, for example, right, some woman was sitting over on that couch here, right, and she asked for the force to be used in that way, and Kate's sitting there, and I'm doing that, is that cheating?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I'm not technically touching her. The force is touching her.
Who's controlling the force, bro?
Doesn't matter, Kate. Is that cheating?
I didn't cheat on you. The dildo fucked you, not me.
That's exactly. I was trying to think of the analogy and I couldn't. I was trying to think of like an exact. That's 100% it. Oh God.
I got a bad.
Oh, that's so fucked.
Why?
Is it cheating?
Well, yeah, it would be, wouldn't it? Because you're intentionally doing it.
Was did it to you as well, so it's a doubler.
For fuck's sake. So's gonna come up with something else, aren't you?
Be even better if she was a squirter, to be honest with you. Like,
Oh, for fuck's sake.
shower.
If ever you sat here, like if ever you sat somewhere with Rob and someone on the other side of the room is suddenly squirting like mad,
Stop it!
and Rob's just sat there smiling to himself, you know.
Well,
Rob's
you
doing
know
it.
it's Rob because he's like this.
What's that? Is that TikTok? They know. They know.
Yep.
They know.
He's just controlling like a foot, like a fucking sock puppet on the other side over there. If ever your pussy or ass pussy has ever done this, just know it's Rob.
No, wait a minute. I want to
Who's
say
been doing it to
something.
you.
I would ask for consent. Don't worry, like, there will be consent.
Can I do
Ass,
this to you? Yeah. Like,
Can I force stretch your pussy?
that's not the way I would have described it.
oh, I get a thumbnail for that.
God.
Like, that'd be amazing.
Rob, can you do me a favor?
Yeah.
Can you just like look in the camera in the middle and just like full stretch their pussy?
Yes, if you go to my OnlyFans, you can find that.
I hope you don't make an OnlyFans.
Keith,
He did do it though, didn't he?
Keith, I've
If you-
actually already got an OnlyFans. I stand up. I've little ass pics on there. Like,
Wait, have you actually put like ass pics
yeah,
on
I've got ass pics on there. Like,
Have you made any money?
I haven't even looked at it, to be honest, because I need to, I've got so much stuff I've got to do. It's on my list to do it. I'm just doing ass, like, you know. It's just
Rob's-
ass, isn't it? Like,
What kind of photos?
well, I did one where I've got the plunger over my penis, and I'm just sitting there holding the plunger. You can't see anything. I was turned around. I've got my whole doing this, my butt like showing like my head back like that.
Do you know about this, Kate?
Yeah.
She took the photos.
She took the
I
photos.
think I
Like,
did. I
you know,
think
the other thing that's I'm doing is doing a Scotland montage. I've got like Scotland the Brave on my face or something like that, you know, with like naked with the flag on top of me, like.
And these are all pictures that if somebody went on their browser and went to OnlyFans and went to your link, they could see right now.
Yeah, the only thing that I've done, and it's not because I want to make money, because I don't ever intend it to make money. It was done as a meme, like, was it gated in case, like, do you know when somebody goes and finds it from a company or something like that? If you know what I mean, that's the only thing that's like that worries me. So I gated it just so like they're not free access pictures that somebody can just go and randomly. I'm in the office one day, I've got ass pictures on my fucking thing, people
So
laughing at me.
what's the link to your OnlyFans? Right?
I'm not going to say it. Like, you can go find it. Like,
the link's here.
We'll find it and we'll put it right on the screen.
fucking.
Why?
What?
Why?
It's just laughing at it.
I don't know. I would tell jokes. I wouldn't go away. I'm gonna stick my ass
I'll
on the
ask you a
internet.
question. I'll ask you a question, right? Right. Let's say it's not about right. First of all, would you do it for free for a laugh?
No.
Right. Would you do it for free for a
Nah.
laugh?
I have said before, whenever anybody asks like any of those questions, I've been like, if you give me 30 grand, I'll take a picture of my asshole for you. I'm happy to do that, but I'm not gonna do it for free. I've set my bar really high.
Would you start it with a subscription model where it's like £20 for every subscriber, and you have to maybe update once a month for just an ass pic? Doesn't even have to be an ass pic. OnlyFans could literally just be you sitting in your boxers.
I mean, you do that in the office.
I just don't want people. I don't.
do it in the office.
I'm sure you done a stream of it as well. Like, you used to have to like waddle out, didn't you? Like, just to
Yeah.
make sure it didn't get seen.
You were doing the Pokemon stream and it's so warm in here. I was like sat in my boxes and I was like, I poked my head out to be like, just waddled across.
Keith, you can sit down like Keith.
No, I just don't have any interest in people seeing me naked. Like,
It doesn't have to be naked. For example, you could literally do like a topless shot or something like that yourself. You know?
done it, and no, it doesn't interest me.
Well, that's fair enough. Like, it doesn't bother me. Like, I got to the point in my life where I don't really care if people see me naked. Like, I genuinely Don't
You've never
bother me.
really cared,
I mean,
but-
we have seen your Manscaped ads, so we do know that you're happy to show a bit of skin.
Yeah, in my life, right? If you asked me like 10 years ago, right, if I would do anything like this, I would say absolutely not. Like I'd never do it. But I got to the point where I went, if people have an issue with how I look or my weight or who I am, that's their own issue. They're only doing that. My mum said something to me and always reminds me like stuff like this, where if somebody judges you for your body, character, your weight, whatever, right? That's because they've got a problem and it's their worry they're going to look like you or put the weight on. So they're looking at you thinking that's their worry. So why should I worry about if they're worried about getting fat? Who gives a shit? Like if I'm fat, I'm fat. I'm not, you know? I only want to do it for health reasons. That's the reason why I want to get better. It's not because of the way I look, purely because I want to play like football with Jensen if I get out of breath or something like that. That would be my main goal of doing it, not just to look better, you know? I don't give a shit.
I was talking to my dad the other day, actually, and, you know, he watches our videos and stuff like that every now and then and follows us because he's, like, you know, wherever. But he actually brought up your Manscaped ad in the Skyrim video, and he was genuinely like, that's fucking awesome.
What
'cause
one
he
was that?
going
Was
on
that the
about,
recent one?
I think so, yeah.
Oh.
'Cause he was going on about body positivity and everything and just saying, like, that's fucking brilliant to see and really nice. And I was like, I think Rob would appreciate that.
I mean, I'll be honest, like we all read comments, we all hate I'll get the odd maybe like 2 or 3% of people going, this is disgusting, right?
Oh, I forgot the camera was still on me.
That's
Sorry.
Sorry. I'll get the odd people that comment going, that's disgusting, you should be nowhere near it. But the amount of positive comments I get on saying, oh, like, I'm really happy like somebody like Rob's doing this, because usually with the Manscaped ads, Manscaped are pretty good actually, they're pretty diverse with the people they do tend to get on, but usually with these products they have people that are ripped on, do you know what I mean? Like
Yeah, a
like
lot of them
bought
tend
it.
to have that with their
Yeah.
like model physiques and everything.
But none of us are like that. How many people do you know that have like proper six packs or like built like a tank? Like nobody really, you know. So I just, that's why I don't really give a shit.
Nobody has it.
Like I'm not going to sit and saying being overweight is the best thing to do, because I'll be honest, I know it's not healthy. I know down the line that I can have issues. That's my choice at this point in my life, if you know what I mean. And I wouldn't say go to get a body like this, but if you're like this and you're comfortable, I don't see the issue if people are happy, you know.
So long as you're just happy with, you know, your life and stuff, I think that's all that matters, really. We'll all die at some point, so we may as well enjoy ourselves. not to make it really grim or anything, but yeah, that's really nice. I like that. I really like that viewpoint.
You've always
think
been like
that's
that,
an
though,
awesome-
haven't you? I think you got that from your mum, because your mum was like,
Mum didn't give a shit. Like,
your mum didn't never give a shit.
That's really nice. So
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, if somebody had a problem with the way I looked, I'd be like, just stop looking at me. you
Yeah.
cunt."
to be fair, you are modelled off the D boys and SCP, like, do you know what I mean? Like,
Nah,
they've definitely
nah.
taken your image, mate.
D
like,
boy's modded off me. I ain't
yeah,
modded off no
they
D boy.
definitely should be paying you
My mum
royalties,
didn't
like,
pop me out and go, he's gonna look like a fucking D class
mate,
person
the
now.
way, the way the SCP universe works, maybe you were the original, maybe you are SCP.
Are you saying his mum's
001.
an SCP?
She could be SCP-001. What's the Scarlet King one where it's the like 5 like pregnant women or something like? You could be the Scarlet King's son, like.
Huh?
So there's one where the SCP is, how you had like SCP-999, the kind of like gelatinous monster, is maybe one of the Scarlet King's sons or something that's going to save humanity from the Scarlet King. But what if you're the sixth person? What if you are the Scarlet King's son and you're there to
I'm the
save us
runt.
all? No, you're there to save us all, be playing SCP, make everybody play SCP Secret Lab, and be doing that you're actually containing the people in the game. If you're a thought about that, think about this, think about it.
You're mental.
Mate, my mind works at a million miles an hour. Kaif is SCP-001 and Kaif's mum is SCP-001-A.
Have you just sat there reading articles?
Oh, mate, I read them all the
He-
time.
he
Like.
listens
I listen to them in
to-
bed, like,
yeah.
jeez. She has
I
listened to
went
them.
through a time where I like, you know, when we were playing SCP and everything, I'd like bring it up and be like, what the fuck's this? And then look up the ones. And then there's like a button which is like hit like random article or something, isn't it?
Yeah.
Where it just gives you a random one. Some of them are fascinating. Some of them are proper
Some of
interesting.
them
And they get
proper
vetted.
shit.
They get vetted though quite heavily. You can't just make it. They have to go through like a whole like rigorous amount of people or something like that before they'll even publish. I think they're up to like 7,000 now or something.
Jesus.
That's
Because
insane.
the best one to me is Infinite IKEA. I fucking love it.
I was just about to say, like, you've got all these like fascinating backstories, all really creative, and then someone's gone, what about an IKEA, doesn't it?
It just fascinates me, right? Because like I like the thing where somebody's done the story about when they're in there, they all come from different realities where like the Statue of Liberty isn't made or anything like that. Like they don't have America and stuff. There's all like they're all
Can
from
you imagine
different
coming from a
realities.
reality and it's like, hey, what's different about yours? Oh, we just don't have a Statue of Liberty.
Mate, I think the best thing that would happen was if somebody came in, I don't know who Boris Johnson is. That would probably be one of the best things ever. I'd be like,
Oh,
can I
I'd
go
love to
you
go
that? We're all coming
I'm
to
sure
that.
there's
Yeah.
people in this world that don't know who Boris Johnson is. You don't really have to go to IKEA to find that.
Well, but I know who he is, unfortunately.
Yeah,
that's the worst thing about it. Like,
So you wanna actually come from a reality where you yourself don't know who Boris Johnson is.
I
Yeah.
think that'd make me happy. Like,
I think that's a
Of all
that's
the
a fair
things
goal.
in the world, that would make you happy.
I'm just saying it'd be one of the things that make me happy. Like, because
I
Boris
mean,
Johnson's
there's
a
that
twat.
and then
like.
force stretching someone's pussy, like so. It's,
What if I did go to a reality where that was real? When I just walk in reality, I've got the force. Like,
Mate, you wouldn't have it. Everybody would just be force stretching your pussy, like, like.
you know what pussy rips the dick off with the force. Like, what?
Mate, if there was a universe where the Force existed, it would be far more grim than Star Wars presented as.
100%.
I'm gonna
People
throw.
would be fucking popping.
I'm gonna throw something at you, Keith. Right? Do the whole thing where the universe is infinite, right? And as the universe is infinite, there's an infinite amount of possibilities. So there's an infinite amount of chance that Star Wars does exist somewhere, and they are using the Force because they've learned how to control it. So technically, somewhere in the universe right now, they could be using the Force because it's an infinite chance.
It would 100% be
Somewhere in the universe, the Statue of Liberty don't exist, mate.
Exactly, mate.
That's also there as well. There's like, if the Force ever did exist, you know, there would also be like a seedy underside where there's people like fucking jacking people off on the other side
Oh,
of the
mate,
room and stuff.
that's why.
And Rob's in the corner doing it.
That's why I love all the new kind of like Disney Plus shows and stuff like with Obi-Wan because it actually shows you a lot more of the
What,
seedy
people
side.
do that? They jack people off. on the other
Yeah,
side of
there
the
is
room.
like some of the Disney shows I'm sure have like really seedy bits. Even the games go into the seediness of like that kind of
There's
part of
any
it.
Force jacking going on.
And mate, there's like you get slave girls, don't you? Like literally 100%. You
What,
know
they
it's
know the
seedy.
Force?
Like some of them do, yeah.
And they jack people off.
Probably do, mate. Someday put a link. Give me DM me like the links. I'll read them. Like.
What, like actual, like,
Oh, mate, somebody
For
sent me
reading
a,
Not
somebody
fan
sent
fiction
me a,
now.
Somebody sent me a comic. I'm sure it was one of the like the old kind of canon ones that actually happened. They don't because when they took over Disney, didn't they? They got rid of all the
Yeah,
old
they
stuff.
decanonized a lot of it. Yeah,
But I'm sure like the real original ones like have
it's called like the
really-
extended universe, isn't it?
yeah, something like that. But it's meant to be like really, really good.
It was all under George Lucas, and then Disney bought it all, and they basically went, all right, all the books, all of these stuff, yeah.
It's all the
that off.
games in it because like I think Revan and all that before they brought them back into the cartoon stuff, they weren't part of the universe after they took over. If
I
you know what mean?
reckon though, if you did go to one of those clubs, you wouldn't see the person. You just walk into a room, sit down with your pants off, and just watch the action happen.
Good to see that Jabba the Hutt did basically have fucking slave girls probably whacking off his fucking slimy bits. Like,
I don't think he ever did it with the Force though.
maybe not. That's because they're all dead though.
Like you'd literally imagine that. Imagine you're sat there with your dick out, and all of a sudden you just see it fucking
Where is his
popping
slimy
up and
bits,
down,
though,
like where
you
it's just
don't
going
see it.
woo.
Wait,
I
that's your
don't think I'd be
question.
able to.
Yeah, but
Where
why-
is Jabba the Hutt's slimy bits like?
Yeah, but you don't see it. Though,
At the
do you?
bottom, it looks like,
Like,
a
is it
slug.
his tail?
Maybe it is his tail. Maybe he's like could put that.
Maybe
in,
it's just
yeah.
a hole that's underneath.
you know what?
Well, lift him up and there's a hole in
Yeah,
it.
exactly.
You know, I find interesting about Star Wars, right? They're like, hey, we have this amazing universe where people can use the Force and use lightsabers and stuff. And they introduced the film franchise with Episode 4, and they've killed every last fucker. You get what I mean? Like, it's like we have this amazing idea, we killed them all. 2 people can use it.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm definitely on Team Sidious. He did the right thing. The Jedi were ego and evil. They needed to be purged. I would 100% go dark side. Like the
Just give
Jedi,
everyone-
the
just give everyone
Jedi,
the Force, innit?
the Jedi were just as bad as the Sith. Like 100%. They got
In
into
my
politics
perspective,
and everything.
The Jedi were evil.
I'm telling you, man, the
They were force
Jedi, the
stretching
Jedi
pussies.
were just as bad. Like
I want to be on the side that allows me to force stretch people's pussies from the other side of the
I
room.
think Darth Sidious' personal assistant is me. Like you know.
What did the Jedi do that was so bad?
Well, they meant to be like not get into conflicts or anything like that. They're not. I mean, if you look at Mace Windu, right? He 100% to me isn't a Jedi because Anakin basically told him he'd found Palpatine, didn't he? And then it's like, we'll deal with this, right? And we're going to go and kill him. Technically, the killing isn't the Jedi way. Essentially, it's not the Jedi way. So Mace Windu, I think, uses it part of the dark side. So he's not a Jedi. That's why he's lightsabers purple because it's a mixture between like the two colours that make purple.
I thought it was just because they were like, wait, purple's cool colour.
No, it's something to do with because he I'm sure this might be the other one, but it was something to do with he taps into the dark side of the Force. He can use both. So he's not a Jedi, like he's a bastard.
There's a lot of story, like, because I remember with the extended universe where they had a lot of these, where there's a lot of these stories of like, you know, a Jedi or not a Jedi, but like they were called like Grey Jedi or something, weren't they? Where they're like in the middle. Yeah, where they were neither dark nor light. I thought that was a really cool concept.
It's in the cartoon, innit? Is it the one with Kanan or something like that? And the kid Ezra, there's like they find this big monster in the desert, and he's the Grey. He's neither dark nor
a big monster is the Grey Jedi.
No, he's one of them. He's like he doesn't use the Force for good or bad. He just uses neutrally, doesn't he?
I just remember from the games, to be honest, like Knights of the Old Republic.
I can see Keith looking. You talked about MMOs earlier. I genuinely think you'd enjoy the Star Wars one, not for maybe the gameplay, but the story.
Play it, didn't you?
I did play it.
Yeah,
what do you think? Like, because I enjoyed the story to it. Like, I actually thought it was pretty good. Like,
yeah, I thought the story was alright, but I was already only playing it for the story, and then I got bored of the stories just so I didn't play it anymore.
I heard that, like, I've always been told that the story is the best part of that game.
I'd say,
but like the gameplay and everything like that sucks balls.
Yeah, it's so old. Like, I don't think they've really updated it. Even though the new expansion was meant to be really bad, but like very little content. And then they've cancelled Knights of the Old Republic, is it as well now?
I think they put it on indefinite hold like at the moment, where it's just postponed forever because they're remaking it. And they've just kind of like postponed it big time. One of the other questions that I had for you guys was, how did, like, I kind of vaguely know the story, but how did you two meet?
World of Warcraft.
Yeah, World of Warcraft.
World of Warcraft is where we met.
About 13 years ago now. Well, 14 years.
Yeah, it was during the Burning Crusade, wasn't it? Kate had a guild called Pain Me Pleasure.
It did.
Pay me pleasure.
No, Pain with pleasure. Pain with pleasure on Dragonblight EU.
Why am I not surprised? Like,
yeah.
Oh, mate, like we met. You were just at the point of breaking up with somebody you were engaged to, because you had a bad relationship with this guy, and we started chatting. And I think we came down for. We had another girl who's the guy came across with, didn't I? Into it, and then we all decided we were going to meet in this hotel. If you know what I mean, and we did meet in the hotel. It's a bit weird because end up Kate did wank me off in this bed. But I think we talked for about 6 months, didn't we? Yeah. And I remember I was telling my mum go down and meet this girl in Wales, and she was like, "I'm coming with you just in case your head chopped off or something like that." It's just Glaswegian people think that's the worst thing that's going to happen to you. Like,
I was saying to my mum, "Yeah, I'm just going out, mum."
So was this a different person who was in Wales?
No, they came from London. It was like we all met and because Kate's 21st birthday, wasn't it?
I think it was my 20th.
Was it your 20th? It was your 20th because.
So on your 20th birthday, you jacked Rob off.
I think it was the day after the 20th birthday in the bed, and I jizzed in her leg, and she was not happy. Like, she was not happy, and the jizz went on her leg. Like, it was... Well, the other girl was sleeping right beside us.
Wait, what?
Mate, she was in the bed. I can't explain this, right? You're just young, dumb, like, and Kate's going to kill me, like, probably for saying half this shit. Like, but she must have known, because, like, she was wanking me off. This girl was sleeping next to us in this big double bed, like, and I was like, oh, fucking hell, what's going on? Jizz in her leg, like.
He jizzed on yours?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you meant the random person in the bed. Could you imagine waking up to some cum on your leg? Like...
She must have known. I think she was wanting a threesome, like, but we weren't interested in her really. She was like a bit of a weird fucking.
I mean, one of two things happened. She was either like, I gotta pretend I'm asleep and just ride it out, or she's like, nice.
She was definitely the type of girl either would be nice, or she generally was probably just sleeping. To be honest with you. But that's how we first met was World of Warcraft, wasn't it?
Yeah,
like, just talking.
And once you touched his big booby, it was not going back, I guess.
Well, there was an incident with that. Remember when we were sending pictures to each other? You send boob pics and stuff like that. I sent a dick pic, and her ex was coming to pick up stuff from the house, looked at her phone and seen a picture of my dick. Like, and he knew who the bigger man was. He knew who the bigger man was. A bit laughy he watched this, like, and seen it.
How the fuck do you see a picture of Rob's dick?
I sent a picture. Like, you must know the passcode to your phone or something. Back
Did he like come over and the phone was on the side and it just fucking flashed up and there was a cock on the screen?
It was
like,
so long
there's
ago.
no way you accidentally do that.
Yeah, that's on him.
Were you just like, fucking have a look at this, we like what? How do you
I think
do
my
that?
phone was on the side and he was picking up stuff because we were living together and like I said, it was a really horrible relationship. So I moved back in with my mum and I think he was collecting stuff from there.
Yeah.
And he must have looked at my phone somehow from there.
What a cunt.
So yeah, he was
Well, it made to feel like a small man.
he was horrible. So
Then he saw his competition and went, yeah, fair. And then left.
That's what she's telling me anyway. I'm the bigger man.
yeah, that was such a long time ago now. Like I said, it was
Yeah.
14, 15 years ago, wasn't it?
Was it that long ago? Yeah, because 2008 we met.
Well, I was 20. Well, I was 20.
It was 2008 because that was my second year, third year of uni.
Right in
La, la, la.
Yeah, because you speak really quietly.
Sorry.
And then after you had his cum on your leg, there was no turning back, I guess.
Once you've marked her, you know.
Is that how that works? Yeah.
Fuck! Kaif, come here.
Oh god.
Mark me, daddy.
And then was it like just like a long distance?
Yeah,
sort of
we
thing
did a
for
long
while?
distance relationship, didn't we? For about because you were at university.
The worst thing about doing it, right, was I used to get the train from Glasgow and I used to stop at a place called Crewe. Now, people in the US may know this, but Crewe is a shithole. Like,
It's just a pit stop.
it is a fucking shithole. There's a couple of roasters, whatever. It
where's
is a
Crewe?
shithole. It's like, it's just up as you come up through like Wales and then you come across where like
okay.
Liverpool and that bit is like, it's up near there. It's like the junction for when you come down from Scotland and Glasgow, you can get to like London or whatever from Crewe. I don't know if it's still the same, but Crewe was an absolute shithole. Like,
So it's the
Mate.
part where Scotland meets England. So
That's
the
such
worst
a
of
long
both
journey.
is there.
Yeah, Wales, yeah.
How long did it take you to get to Wales?
6 hours, 3 hours to
Yeah.
Crewe and 3 hours to Wales.
I
And,
think it's
usu-
Iceland faster now.
and
I-
usually you get like an hour stop at Crewe
The
sometimes.
thing was, I don't think you get direct flights from Glasgow to Cardiff.
You can get the flights from Cardiff to Edinburgh because we did that.
Yeah, but you
But
can't.
no, you can do them to Glasgow because I've done that.
Well, I think to be honest with you, I would have
Although
done it anyway. I don't
did
like.
it, I don't know, like
hate flying.
8 years ago. Oh yeah, because you're terrified of it.
Hate it. Literally the most terrifying thing. That's
I
why
hate flying too.
hate it. Like, I know that I have to do it. I know Kate wants to go to like Disneyland, so I have to do it. Like, I'm not lying when I say I've tried to plan to get a cruise over and a cruise back and take 6 weeks off work to just do this. Like,
I'm more scared of cruise ships.
why?
Drowning.
Mate.
Very rarely happens. Very rarely happens.
You're like on a,
Planes.
you're like on a
Very
floating.
rarely happens.
Do you know what it is with plane? Isn't the accident, right? And it's going to sound ridiculous because you're going to sit and say it's the same way a boat, but not to me. It's not 'cause it's so small. I feel like I'm in a pressurized can in the air.
You
And
are.
if something happens, there's nothing you can do about it. If you have a heart attack on a plane, like, you're dead. Like, you're not getting fucking come back.
So
from that,
Rob, do you want to know? That makes you really uncomfortable, right?
Yeah.
For me, it's the opposite. I get on a plane, I go, I'm either dying or I'm getting there, and that gives me comfort. It's like it's one or the other. There's no in between.
It is so fucking rare for a plane to crash.
I know. It's
Massively
an irrational fear.
It's still like I'm still rationally scared of it. Like,
We have a surprising amount of people who are scared of planes, don't we?
yeah.
Because I know you are. Because I found that out when we went to Germany.
But Rob,
Yes.
you're more.
Where I
you're
told you
more,
that.
um,
I said, hey, we're either getting there or not. And you were like,
I was like,
yeah, that doesn't help at all.
Rob's more claustrophobic, though, aren't you?
Yeah, I don't even go in lifts.
He
like,
doesn't go in elevators.
I work in construction where I'm meant to do buildings where it's been like 15, 20 stories tall, and I've literally climbed up ladders on the outside of a building to avoid getting on the lift.
Oh mate, I'm not scared of lifts because like just before it hits the bottom, just jump.
I don't know if that happens. I don't know if that actually works.
The thing with lifts is statistically, like, I think only one person's died in a lift falling, and that was at the start of lifts being constructed. It's more the thought of getting stuck in a lift. Did you ever hear what happened at the St David's Centre in Cardiff?
No.
Oh
few
mate,
months back.
I was in the St David's elevator, right, and it did break for a moment with me and Ebs in it. Door didn't come to a close, and it like half went down.
Yeah.
But then it did eventually. The doors closed, and then it did go down. But like, I've used the stairs from then on.
Yeah, but a couple months ago, the lift started flying up between the floors fast. It was in the
Really?
paper and all that,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I was like, yeah, I'd never use it in the St David's, but they were seemingly like traumatized the people in it and stuff. It was just going up down fast and stuff, and they couldn't stop it.
There's
for
something
like an
wrong
hour.
with those
I
lifts.
think it was around Christmas time, wasn't it? I think. I'm sure
Was
it
it
was
Christmas time?
Yeah.
It could have been last one.
The thing that always scares me about lifts, like I'm not scared of them, but the idea of it is, you know, in like films where there's like a little bit of gap between,
Yeah.
like it starts to break down and there's a small gap people trying to squeeze through.
Yeah. Oh.
It's
And
that
then getting
idea
cut in half.
of,
It's that
yeah,
film.
of like
Yeah.
you start going through and it just slices you in half. Like that makes me go, yeah.
No.
That's a
So
concern.
unlikely to happen, though, innit?
Incredibly unlikely, but it's still.
Mate, you just got to make sure that when you go through, that you just get through enough so that you only lose your legs, you know?
Kate's going through head first, like whoop.
Yeah, but you need to make sure it's lower than your dick.
Yeah.
Because you want to keep your dick, just not the legs. Like, could you imagine it chops you right there where you lose half your dick?
But then you could
just
get
I'd
a
still have a
bionic
dick.
you'd still have a dick, but I mean,
Get a bionic dick.
Oh mate, if I was ever going to choose a bionic dick, it'd be like a 13-inch dick. Like,
of course you would.
oh, of course. Who
you
would
would.
like pick a massive dick?
Why would you get a 13-inch dick?
just take a like? I got a 13.
Do you know the average depth of the vagina?
Doesn't really matter. Like,
Definitely ain't 13 inches.
Nah,
I tell you what, a
like,
vagina can stretch. Like,
Yeah, we know.
It can stretch. It can stretch that way. It can stretch that way, but it can't stretch that way, like inside. There's like a thing where people who have like obscenely big dicks, like bigger than like 12 inches and stuff, where they've basically said along the lines of like, you just can't get the whole thing in. Could you imagine, mate? Imagine getting half of your dick.
I know,
in
I know.
someone, and
Wait.
that's it.
I just come up with an idea, right? If you have a really long dick, first, you don't get aroused, right? And you're not allowed to get aroused at all. But then you fold in half and you've got a monster of a chub.
And then you stuff the whole thing
get-
in, and then you get hard, and it catapults them up,
I've
and they
always.
fly away. Rob, that's how you can travel. You don't like planes, just dick travel. It flings you to a different country.
I got a legitimate question, right? I've always wondered people with massive dicks, right? Like talking about, like I always say, I'm a grower, not a shower, right? But like, Jay, you got a properly massive dick, like let's say Danny D, right? And it's just like hanging. When you get an erection, does it go hard or does it just go a bit hard? And like, Jay, when you like get erections, your dick goes stiff, right? I'm like, would gravity in a massive dick work like that?
Yeah, I've done
don't know.
research on this.
I was gonna
Because
say,
right?
Rob, we don't need to ask other people.
just ask Keith.
We can just go, hey, Kaif, what happens?
Okay, I'm not research, right? But I've done because you guys were talking about it. You're like, oh yeah, if your dick is like 12 inches long and it gets hard, you pass out. But it's not true.
I think that was 18
Not for
inches, right?
passing out, not for passing out, right? Do you know when you go hard, right? You can get super hard and the dick goes.
So
like,
what happens, right,
yeah.
is that whatever size penis you have, your body has the adequate amount of blood needed for yourself, right? If your dick is too long, you would fail to get an erection, but you would never pass out.
I think it's like, because we looked at that recently, didn't we? Where
Yeah,
there was
we were
that
we were
dude-
talking about it, and I was like, nah.
Yeah, we were literally like, oh, there's a guy with, I forgot what program I was watching, but it was
It's a
basically
Mexican guy in it.
yeah, and it was like, oh, the biggest dick in the world is 18 inches, and I was like, what the fuck? I looked it up, and I was like, whoa, look
Don't
at this,
he- don't he
and then
bandage
somebody
it or
said that,
something?
Yeah, but the
and then
thing-
you
yeah.
immediately shut it down and was like, no, you got.
I looked up a long time ago, and it was like a myth about getting like an erection with a large penis and passing out. Like your body has the blood you need.
It's not about passing out. I'm just talking about in my head, can I get properly hard?
So you mean
hard?
like a 13-inch stick?
yeah,
like
like
that?
a proper
Basically,
stiff
Kaif.
erection, like.
with your dick, is it always long, or does it just, when you get hard, it gets even bigger, or does it just
Yeah, do you
maintain
have
the
like
size that it has?
do you have a massive flaccid dick?
No, it's like a little cocktail sausage when it's small.
How can it get so fuck? I need to see this. Can I see a picture of this? Like, I need to see.
A picture's not going to explain
We're
it to
gonna
you, Rob.
we're gonna have 5 minutes with Rob and Kaif going into the toilet.
How can a picture explain this to you? Because you'd just be like, oh, that's just a hard
Kate,
cock, isn't
close your
it?
eyes a sec.
You need to see it. You need to see the transformer.
I'm gonna say something right that Eb said to me, right?
Oh no!
And she's gonna kill me because I'd never say this, right? She went, when you and her were starting dating, you sent a picture of your dick to her. She said it was the most beautiful dick she's ever seen. It was just nice, big, and pink was the way she described it. She's going to kill me. I can't remember because I was saying that something about all these big muscle-bound guys with tiny dicks, and she went, "Oh, and Kai sent me a picture of his dick. It was like I looked at him and that's a nice-looking dick." Like, please, actually, do you know what? We shouldn't edit this in. Like, Ebs will fucking kill me. Like,
This is going in. This is 100. This whole part here, even me talking about whether it's going in or not, is going in.
Oh, my
This whole podcast has been about
He is
penis.
crying at the moment. This is going in. This is prime content. Ebs, this is prime content. This is going in. You understand?
I gotta be honest, Ebs has got the best way of describing stuff ever.
Why
like,
did she tell you?
All people, why would you tell her?
Because you asked, didn't
She
you? That's
probably
what
did.
had to be what it
probably
was.
did.
I never asked directly about it.
Directly.
never-
Directly is the word.
I honestly, in my head, cannot remember how we got to the
All
car.
right, Ebs.
It was outside
Part
the gym.
2 of this, we're going to go, hey, Ebs, why did Rob ask you? And why did you tell him?
It was going to be something like me being creepy or something like that. I was like,
She's going to storm in after
oh,
seeing
man.
this and be like, right, this is what I was saying. This is what I meant. This is it.
I kind of wish I never said it now. Like,
have a-
it was just one of the best descriptions I've ever heard. Like, and I wish I went, I really want to see a
I mean,
picture of
that's
this
love.
penis now. Like, you know.
Like, let's be honest. Dicks aren't incredibly attractive to look at. They're just noodles that, you know,
Noodles.
that do the opposite. You boil a noodle, it goes hard to soft. It's just an opposite noodle. It's not particularly. So if somebody sees your dick and goes, that's the most beautiful thing I've ever seen, that's love. That's love right there. Because there's no way in hell anybody could see a dick and go, that looks anything else aside from a slug. That's basically what it is. It's just a big slug. Mate, that's exactly it. So
Slimy slug.
that's winning. That's winning.
That is winning. to
That
be
is
fair.
winning, yeah. I agree,
That's
yeah.
winning big time.
I don't think most women you talk to or ask the question do not want dick pics. Like, it doesn't matter if you're massive or small. Like,
Unless you're Ebs.
unless you're Ebs, like, yeah.
And you
And
know,
it's
Because like you
it's
know, like
Cows.
my shriveled penis, you know, it's kind of ugly, but you know, I guess when it gets stretched, so it's a nice consistent color.
Legitimate question here, right? Legitimate question, right? If you put your penis in a woman's mouth when it was flaccid, right, and it started growing, and they didn't know the size of your penis, could you kill them by choking them?
No, Rob, because funny enough, right? Say my dick gets caught in like their esophagus or something, right? You know what I could do? I could pull it out.
What would get stuck though? What would just get so thick and girthy and meaty? It just get stuck in there.
Rob,
Like,
if she chokes on your dick and dies, you murdered her.
no, that was her fault for choking the dick. I mean, there's been weird deaths.
Was
and
it a
stuff
forced
like,
choke?
There's been.
Dale, I'm sorry. I don't know how we got to this point. Oh my god. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's with anything. If you put something in your mouth and it expands and starts getting bigger and you go, I can't fit all this in my mouth. You don't just sit there and die. You go, I'm going to take it out or I'm going to spit it out or
all I
something.
could picture now, right, is see if you remember the old Bang Bros site where I think it's still going, like where they used to go on the
Bang
bus.
Bros is definitely still going.
They go on the
Bang Bus is definitely still going.
They go on the thing, they find like guys,
days.
so they've got loads of videos, right? I can imagine Keith getting picked up on there and the porn star looking at his little cocktail sauce going, oh fuck, here we go again. Like, just keep touching it. And this big fucking like 9-inch cock goes up and she's like, oh baby, like just swinging on it, like jumping on it,
Oh,
like
mate, the Optimus Prime of cocks, is it?
You start playing with it, just wah 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 and grows.
mate.
Catapults it.
Oh god.
I'm sorry,
you know.
Dale, as well for this. Like, this is obviously because I'm fucking your talking about dicks again, and all. Like,
Every time.
I mean,
It's nice that Eb said that.
yeah,
that's
I'm
a
sorry.
really kind thing to say. Like, holy shit, that's nice.
She probably deny saying it, but I swear on Jensen's life she said it.
Well, that's it now. It's been said, isn't it?
We had a really romantic thing from Kaif last week. We may as well have a really romantic thing from Ebs.
Wait, what did I say last week?
Something about, you might not have it all figured out and they might not have it all figured out, but you come together and it's all beautiful or something like that. And then you instantly went, yeah, we're not romantics. Yeah. Something about Daz when we were talking about him not having sex and you were like, is your life figured out? And he was like, no. And he's like, it doesn't matter.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to I'll put that clip here and we'll have that.
That's. Just because your life is not in order doesn't mean there's women out there whose lives aren't in order as well. You know,
I know.
You can get your life in order together.
Let's be down together.
You can be the better part of each other.
That's romantic, man. That's
That
beautiful.
is.
We don't
quite-
do romance here, okay? So romantic.
I think that is one of the highest compliments you could give to a guy. I mean, like, your dick is nice, and they're like, "Fuck yeah, amazing, thanks, yes."
I didn't even know
Magic
how to
knife.
like process this
every time.
info.
What?
No,
So do you ask me
No.
this every time?
Yeah, is my dick nice?
you're just gonna go into the mirror, like you're in the toilet in the mirror, and just be like, "Yeah, good job,
Can't
yeah."
you do that?
High five.
I'm
your
gonna
dick.
go into the bathroom later and just be like,
Give her a little high five on the end.
"Good job, little man."
You just see a little thumb poking out from the side, be like, fist bump each other.
Incidentally, Ebbs is setting up a dick rating site next week. Like, can you compare to Gay for something like that?
I wonder if there should be like a
RateMyDick.com.
Pornhub should have like a show, right? Where it's like, can you recognize your boyfriend's dick?
Well, there's a
Japanese people, like, I wouldn't say Japanese people, Japanese game shows do that, where they literally
they-
fuck colored dicks and stuff and try to decide what their
I
boyfriend.
was gonna say we could combine the two ideas from earlier. The is this a real or fake, and just have a is this your boyfriend's or this is a random, and just be like, let me see, squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. No, and then you'd randomly have one and it goes, no, that's not it. Out, out. And then I'm not feeling it.
I'd do a glory hole
probably it.
version of that, like, where she has to suck off like 10 dicks. Like, what was your fucking partner's dick then?
I think
Why is that weird? Is porn called like glory hole porn? Isn't there where that happens? Like,
yeah, but then like, you know, if it's like, oh, can you tell who your boyfriend's dick is? Then you had to suck off 9 other men.
That is cheating.
But what if they used the
Welcome
force?
back to Daily Tips with Sam.
Is this cheating or not? I mean, but you could probably do something similar and just be like, have a row of vials and be like, who's come?
Oh, no.
Whose cum is this?
The way modern society's going, right? Legitimately, I don't think relationships or marriage will be a thing in like 100 years. Like, I
No,
think
that's
they're
because the planet's gonna die.
maybe, but I genuinely think the way it's going, I don't think people put as much importance on relationships.
I
and
think there's
marriage.
so much choice.
I mean, like
Now.
polygamy and stuff is
Yeah.
becoming more and more and more of a thing where like you see more and more people doing it. So like it doesn't surprise me that like, I mean, you know, aside from like Mormonism where one dude has like 15,000 wives or something, it's you don't normally see it too much, but it is kind of like
It's getting, it's
becoming
definitely,
more
yeah.
and more.
Yeah, it's definitely getting. I mean, we've talked about this before. 20 years ago, you couldn't be gay. You'd get like completely chastised for it, wouldn't you?
I mean, you could be gay, but,
But it was, if you know what
it's like
You
no.
most certainly
Yeah.
could be gay.
You most certainly could.
You would
I mean,
never.
they were in it.
You would
There
never
wasn't
ever
like
say it.
this just rule where you tried to fuck a man and the hand come out and went no.
Society goes, you could be gay now, and people go,
Oh my god, this is amazing.
We've progressed so much so in the UK, because I can only say for the UK point of view, because trans was never ever considered when I was a kid, if you know what I mean. You would never. I think you went to doctors when I was a kid and said, "Oh, I feel like I'm a girl or I'm a boy, whatever." You would be like, "No, there's something wrong with you." So it's quite
Yeah.
nice that in that space of time in the last 20 years, we can actually just be who we want to be. If
I
you're
think
not,
that's a really nice thing is that people are like starting to be more and more accepted for who they actually are, opposed to because there was a period where people just no matter if you weren't normal, you had mental health problems and were like thrown in a bin, like a loony bin,
Yeah.
basically.
Yeah.
Well, I think
Whereas,
that's like a
now,
good
everyone's
thing.
accepting it more.
it's a good thing that came out of the internet now.
Yeah,
Well,
it is.
It's one of those. I said this ages ago. Like, if you have something you're interested in, a hobby or whatever, there's at least 7. Was it 7,000 or 7 million? I think it's 7,000 other people in the world who have the same hobby as you, right? So the internet brought people together to be like, we should, accept this, because there's so many of us. But the downside to that is that you also get
people that are against,
you
like,
get the racists and those fuckheads as well. So
if
Well,
anything,
it's there's a lot of like echo chambers and stuff like that around, and I mean, like all of us are, because I think that's kind of what happens when you have any form of group together. Normally, you'll kind of attract other people who have the same sort of views. So everyone normally does just kind of, all agree with each other anyway. But it's just, I don't know. I think it is exactly what you're saying is nice that you can kind of meet people who have these exact same views. Like I think before you would go, oh, I don't completely feel right in my own skin, and you go and ask people and be like, no, I don't get that. But now, as you said, with the internet, you can literally just go on and find loads of other people who think the same and realize, oh shit, I'm not on my own.
The most important thing that I'll say with my 35 years on this planet is, it doesn't, if somebody judges you on, like I've said before, like who you are, doesn't fucking matter as long as you're fucking happy. Like, I don't give a shit if people want to be what they want to be. That is what it is, you know what I mean? Like, I'm never going to say, if somebody says I want you to call me this, so that's what you'll be called, makes you happy, like I'll call you, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that's a really nice thing, is you kind of, in my opinion, it's like, I don't care who you are, what you are. If you're a decent person, if you're, nice, more like, great, amazing.
There's way too many people that make videos, in my opinion, that go, this is a disgrace, this is an outrage, like, as a man or woman, how do we procreate? Who just ignore them. Like, why do they even have to have opinion?
Yeah.
They should just leave it alone. Like, your opinion, that's fine, that's your opinion. If you don't think that's right, that's not right, that's fine.
Yeah.
Most people disagree with you in this world, thankfully, now. Thankfully, we have more people now that's coming on the side of, like, it doesn't fucking matter.
Acceptance, yeah, more
it doesn't fucking
acceptance,
matter.
yeah.
It's
Like,
so weird. It's like it's not your concern.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Just look away, bro.
Yeah. It's kind of wild, isn't it? Yeah.
And especially with like, you can opt in to like never see anything you don't want to see on the internet. Now you can literally, like even Twitter, you can like ignore phrases, right?
Yeah.
So like, if you're a person who's outraged by this, you're looking for it.
Exactly.
You're looking to be angry.
You
at
probably
That's the
find
issue
as well
as well,
that
though.
they're in denial themselves because maybe they feel that way.
Yeah.
Probably.
There's probably a
Yeah.
whole
That's one of those big things, isn't it? Like,
Yeah.
where they kind of project their own insecurities
Yeah.
on other people. They're like,
Yeah.
wow, you're actually living your life. I'm not allowed to do that.
Yeah.
You're wrong.
It's,
You're bad.
it's unfortunate that 1% of people will be the most vocal assholes. And we take veganism as a thing. I don't give a shit if people are vegan or not, right? That's their choice, right? There's literally no point being the arsehole who go, well, we need animals to live, or the vice versa, where there's the 1% of vegan going, oh, it's cruelty. I just think I can understand and see the both arguments. What's the point of being that arsehole though, that literally go up to people, like, if you get the activists who'll throw blood on vegans and go, let's discuss. Most vegans don't give a shit, really. They're just living the life they want to live because maybe they don't like animal cruelty, maybe it's for health, you don't know. But you'll get the 1% of people like who's in anything, who's opposed to it, and they're way too vocal about it.
I completely agree.
Yeah, and that's
I think you get the same thing with everything, whether it's, like dietary, like things you eat, like vegan, or if you're the opposite, like carnivorous or wherever it is. You get the same thing in anything. Like, you get it in religion, you get it in, sexuality, all of that, where there's people who don't actually care, but throw themselves into these arguments and argue with people for no reason except to argue.
Yeah.
And it's just like, dude, get a hobby.
I mean, we've got our day. We got our day.
Go jack off. You might feel better afterwards. Who fucking knows? Like,
It's
why
like-
are you getting so pressed?
It's like you've said, we got so many people in our group specifically who have all different beliefs, things what they want to do. Like, take you're a vegetarian for specific reasons. You'd never once said you seen why
I
you
don't
doing
give a
that exactly, and then nobody ever said why you're a vegetarian for. Do you know what I mean? Like, who gives a shit? Like literally.
I have had people in our group ask me when I first did it, but then it just gets to a point now where it's like, yeah, all right, whatever. It's your choice to do it. Exactly the same.
dude, I can't wait for lab-grown meat. I really can't wait. I don't have to kill an animal, and I could devour meat.
Mate, the dream would be Star Trek level fucking replicators. Like, you
Well,
imagine
you can just press a button and be like, warm.
and it's just but it's basically what I think people don't realise that the thing is they're not like basically reclaim shit they make the matter out of.
Probably.
They take the matter from your reclaim shit and then materialise it.
more than likely has to come from something. But
Yeah, I mean, we drink our own piss, don't we?
If
essentially?
it tastes good
Yeah.
and it's healthy, you just reclaim my shit, bro.
And you're not killing things to do it again, so...
If you're gonna serve me a burger patty, make it like something that looks cool. I don't know, make a sunflower meat patty.
Well,
But if you're eating,
Just give me some nice looking meat.
you're like, it's poured in the middle of your burger and it's just a flower, and you're like, ooh,
meat flour.
poo flour.
we're taking presentation to a new level.
Exactly. I mean, you could, right? If you could shape like lab grown meat into like flowers and stuff, Gordon Ramsay's gonna do that. And you know it's going to be about this big.
Insect burgers are becoming a big thing now, aren't they? Like, eating insects is the big
You know
thing.
what I'd do?
What?
I'd have a dick.
Yeah, dick burger.
Dick burger. Let's go with a dick
Oh,
bun.
yeah, get some dick-shaped hot dogs.
Oh,
And then all those women on head nights are obviously going to have dick-shaped.
exactly.
They're going to have
Oh
their
my God,
dick-shaped
we've got a
balloon
new
and their
fucking-
dick-shaped hot dog.
We're
With
geniuses.
a dick-shaped straw and a drink.
Yeah, and a dick-shaped
Exactly,
straw.
Yeah. I mean,
Mate,
you
in
kinda do
Cardiff,
that anyway.
right, it's every weekend you
Yeah,
see
it is.
It's wild,
women
isn't it?
carrying around dick balloons. It's crazy.
It's fucking wild how many people do that, and it just like we had this conversation before, and it's like, imagine if we were on a boys' night out and we were carrying inflatable vaginas, like.
But some guys have like inflatable dolls.
Yeah,
I see the women with inflatable dolls
Yeah.
of women. But like, imagine we had a fully like detailed inflatable vagina. We're like, wait, pussy. I think that'd be kind of weird, personally. But
Actually,
I mean,
I don't
whatever.
think. Actually, like,
Live your life.
care, like, I've seen so many fucking things happen in Cardiff city centre. Like I don't think MD would bat an eyelid at night time if somebody carrying an inflatable vagina around.
It is a bit of a melting pot of people, isn't it?
Yeah.
There are some specimens around.
Because somebody asked me this on stream. I think one of the, is it maybe Dragon on it or something, was saying if they were is it LGBTQ like friendly? And I would say Cardiff
Cardiff
is
is
quite a
definitely,
friendly
yeah.
city for that. Like I've never seen
Yeah,
anything.
there's Mary's not one of them as well. Like, is it Mary's? It's right on the strip near like the Starbucks.
Mate,
Yes.
there's so many gay bars.
no
and
idea.
stuff There's a
The
lot
only
of
gay bar
bars.
I know is Pulse, and that's because Harley used to go there
Oh, there's one just up the
when
road.
everywhere else closed. And that's the only reason I know it.
Oh yeah,
Not because
shit.
he was
that's-
gay, because it was the only place that was open.
I remember that. Like, yeah, when we used to go out drinking, we would always end the night with a gay bar.
Yeah.
It was fun.
Like Pulse was always the one because it was the only one that was open past like 6 o'clock or something like that in
Yeah.
the morning. And like it was, yeah, that's the only place I know.
The
So
Waterloo
yeah,
pub,
sure. Let's say Mary's is one.
The Waterloo pub as well. There is several. Minsky's used to be open until it went, didn't it? Like the drag bar.
Oh no, yeah, no, Mary's is definitely one because I went there once and it was like a drag queen show there.
Yeah,
So, yeah, it must be.
there you go. Well, I think most places kind of have. I don't know. You have a lot of people who just don't care either way, and then you do just have the vocal minority that are kind of assholes. But you kind of have that everywhere.
You have
really.
that, yeah.
Just come in with Mardi Gras on, innit? Like then you'll see the
On Mardi
Yeah.
Gras. I
Yeah.
love
Do we have
it.
Mardi Gras
We
here?
Yeah, we do. Like
actually,
every year.
September,
Yeah.
usually.
Really?
Oh mate, I want to go.
Mate, it's
We should
really,
go, we
it's
should
really,
go.
really good. Like it's meant to be
Yeah.
amazing.
Well, there we go. That
SR
fucking
go
do
Mardi
that,
Gras.
yeah. Nice.
Kaif and well, Ebbs would be amazing host. That can you imagine getting Ebbs going and just talking to people like?
I don't know.
I think that'd be amazing.
I think Ebbs is actually quite shy.
Yeah, I think
so,
so
like-
as well.
When we go to restaurants and stuff, she's like, "You have to go get the waiter."
Oh my god! Do you remember when we went to that one place and she ordered food and like hadn't been?
Yeah,
She hadn't had
oh,
food for like
fuck.
an hour and a half.
I remember
and
now.
she was like, "I'm not gonna complain."
In London, we went to a sushi place, and not only did the sushi place tip burning oil on Lily,
Yeah.
Oh,
Um,
nice.
Ebbs didn't get her food until after we were all done. And Joe was like, "Say something, Ebbs." She's like, No, I'll wait.
Yeah.
I'll wait. And when she did eventually get it, I think it was cold.
And then like we were like, "Oh, complain," and she's like, "No, I
said,
won't
"No,
complain. I
just-
won't say anything. I won't. No."
Like me and Ebbs the same. We're like, if we get bad service, we're like,
You just kind of deal with it, and then
We
move
just-
on.
we
You're
just
like,
suck it up
"Oh,
and-
yeah,
and-
alright."
or some people are good. I'm the same. I suck it up. I can't be asked, mate.
Yeah.
Unless it's really, really bad.
Kate's worse than me. Kate will literally go up and say like, "That's
Yeah.
shit." Like,
I used to be really
'cause
bad
I-
for like just letting things
yeah.
go. But I'm the opposite now, where if something's shit, I'll kind of look at it and be like, "Boys, does this not look right?" And if like people agree and be like, "Yeah, that's not," then I'm like, "All right, we fucking go." I just like go and have a word and stuff.
Mate, what was the time I had to go? Like, I had to leave the pub while you done. Like, I could.
He does it all the time, yeah.
I have to leave. I can.
Yeah,
He
he
leaves
gets
the pub
awkward.
because of something you said.
No, because
No.
if she's going to pop off at something, right?
Yeah.
If rightfully so, like I'm actually a bit of a shite bag myself. Like I just cannot be asked with confrontation. Like it's one thing I
You would have
try
thought
to
you, of
avoid-
all people, would be up for it.
He's on the phone. On the phone.
On
he'll
the phone,
pop-
I'm good like
he'll
it,
pop
but
off,
'cause he
but-
can't-
Saying he's a bit of a keyboard warrior.
Little pussy.
Little fucking pussy,
If somebody
already.
started something with me, I'd stick up whatever, right? But when it's coming to a little bit of bad service or your food's cold, I'd probably just eat the food. I can't be arsed, if you know what I mean. Because I'd like, what are they going to do with the food in the back? Are they
Mate,
gonna spit in it?
I can't even do it on the phone. Even when I'm in a position where I should call this person, I can't do it. There's like, you ever get those phone calls where they're trying to sell you something?
Yeah.
We've all had it. Like there was one they were trying to sell me a phone, and I was like, I'm not interested. I'm in contract for 18 months, and they kept going on about oh, just cancel it anyway, or just don't pay. And I was like, no, I don't want it. Stop. I don't want it. And they were like, ugh, and they hung up on me, right? I was like, oh, okay, that's the end of that. Fuck, that was hard to deal with. 5 minutes later, they called me up again and went, you're a fucking arsehole. And then hung up
What?
on me.
No
And I was
way.
like, oh my God.
No way.
And I was like,
Really?
let it go.
Oh, the best one I ever heard of these things was a guy in my work. I won't say his name for obvious reasons, but like he's an old timer, and they phone him up, and he's worked in construction all his life, and they go, and he's like, hello, I can't hear you, and all I hear down the line is like, hi sir, do you have any like industrial deafness from construction? He's like, no, what? How's this? What are you doing? I can't hear you. You've got industrial deafness. And the other line just went clicking down dead. Like, and I was like, every time he gets a prank call, like he's literally like, if it's like obviously somebody that's not from the country, like he's like, how's the weather over there or something like that, and has a proper, he has conversations with them. It's like, I know you're a scammer, like, but he's like, how's your day going? Stuff like that.
There's a lot of people who are like really good at that, where they're more than happy to just go along and have a chat. And I don't know, I couldn't. I just get
I get angry.
I'm a bit of a rude bastard when it
on
comes
the
to
phone.
those. I kind of pick up the phone. They're like, "We'd like to do that," and I'm just like, "No," and hang up.
Because I've worked in
'cause I
customer
just kinda don't
service
care.
and I've worked in call centers, I know how it works. I know how
Yeah.
call center works. So like, if someone is like pranking or trying to sell me something that I don't want to, and they're being rude, I'm a bitch on the phone.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, you should have
I mean,
heard
you're a
her scream.
bitch in real life as well.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I've heard her scream at people on the phone. Like,
Yeah. I've
but one thing I learned quite quickly going in Glasgow is uni and city centre, you get all these people like trying to give you banners or something like,
Yeah.
can I talk to you? I just seen the best thing ever when I seen it in a programme. I just walk by and look and go, I'm laminated flooring as I'm walking in a shop, and just walk off, and they look at me going, what? I'm like, it's laminated flooring, mate. Like,
wait,
just
you
say-
tell them that you are a laminated floor.
No. Do you know how, like, it was my programme I seen, it's like, this guy's like, oh, sir, can I get you? He's like, sorry, mate, I'm laminated flooring, nothing to do with me. So every time they just walk up to me, I go, oh, sorry, I'm laminated flooring, mate. And I just do that in my hair and just walk. Like, and they look at me and they go, because you hate
Mate,
it.
I
She
don't
hates
understand.
it.
I don't get it either now.
Exactly. Nobody understands it.
No, that was a good
Nobody
point. Yeah.
understands it. That's the best thing. You just go, sorry, I'm laminated flooring, mate. If you know what I mean.
So I
You've
used
got
to
no
like,
idea.
so you know the people who like stand outside shops to try and stop you.
Yeah.
So I used to do that, right? So the worst thing you can do is start slowing down. So now, like, whenever they try to stop me, I'm like, nope. And I just fucking speed up.
Yeah.
And that's just
I just pretend
a-
to be on the phone. I get my phone out and I'm on the phone.
nah. Just say no. People in sales appreciate it if you don't fuck their time around. You know, you get the people right who are like too nervous to say no.
Yeah. And they'll go along with it.
You'll take them
Yeah.
through the entire sale, and you'll get to the end, and you go, "What do you think?" And they go, "Oh, I'm not interested." And you're just like, "Well, 20 minutes of my time."
If you want to piss off someone in sales, that's what you do.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
if people in sales are like really pissing you off, like if they're like really badgering you in front of shops, go through the entire process with them, and then just walk away right at the end. Like that is just the best thing you
Like,
can do to
oh,
piss them
hold
off.
on, I got bye.
Look at my wallet.
Just walk off. Holy
You know, if
shit.
they're
My
the
wallet's
type of
in the
salesman
car.
that like stands in front of you and is being a proper cunt in front of a shop, waste their time.
It's when you're in a sofa shop looking for sofas or something. And
I
they're
mean,
like,
it's a good thing you're not looking for anything else in the sofa shop, isn't it?
shut up. And they're like, oh, and they try and help you, and then you walk away from somewhere else, and then they come back up to you and say, oh, do you need any more help or something? And you're like,
Yeah.
just leave me
It's
alone.
awkward, isn't it? You don't want to. You just want to go and look, and then they're floating around, aren't they? Like,
I have this thing when I walk past people trying to sell stuff where I'm like, I'm trying to let them down politely while also walking past quickly.
Yeah.
So I'm like yelling to them while talking, and they're yelling to me to try and have a conversation. I'm like, no. As I walk off, and it's bad. they end up offering me all sorts. I'm like, look, I'm not interested. I'm just trying to be nice. I should just be
Direct.
bye and then walk off. Yeah.
It's like the same with fast food people, innit? Like, I can't be asked to answer on the door of fast food people when they try and make conversation with me. I'd rather they just dump the food.
Oh, mate.
Did you just say fast food people?
Yeah, like
When you get like
Leon.
Deliveroo.
Oh.
Yeah, like, I just
They-
can't.
I think man like McDonald's would come up to your door and just be like, oh yeah, do you want to have a
In my
Oh.
old house, there was a guy, like, he really liked my husky, and he would stand at the door for like 10 minutes talking about my
God.
dog. And he didn't matter if me or Ebs answered the door. He'd be talking about the husky, and he'd be talking about his Honda Civic. And like, I'm there with food that is rapidly cooling down. I'm like, please, I want to eat my fucking food.
It's hard then as well because it's your house and you're like, this guy's brought me your food. I want to be nice.
He knows
to
where I
him,
live.
but, well, I mean, there's
Yeah.
that as well.
You could slash
but-
my tires.
Oh, it's rough when you're out there where
Yeah.
they're just trying to make conversation. And you're like,
If life is simple again,
awful.
maybe a kid, we could just egg people's houses. Well,
I mean, you could still egg people's houses
I know,
now.
but it would-
My
like
my
kids.
my old house did get egged on Halloween. I think it's because
Really?
we never did candy on Halloween.
That makes sense.
Ebs hates kids,
Yeah.
so why would we give him candy?
That's fair.
And
So weird,
yeah, our
she's
house
so
got
good with
egged.
Jensen, like she's really good with Jensen. Like she talks to me. and stuff.
Inside, she's got that seething anger which she hates. the
Rob, I
kid.
hate to say it to you, mate, but she hates a kid. Sorry, Ebs. Sorry. She doesn't.
Paul Johnson.
Poor Jensen, like.
Oh,
That'd be fair. Episode
God.
been alright. She brought the dog out and he was throwing stuff at the dog. Like Remy was like, hey, throwing a fucking yellow frisbee.
Yeah, no, like Remy fucking loves frisbee. Annoyingly loves frisbee.
Oh mate, like we were in the park and I was throwing it, and there's that road that goes down, and I remember like they were all throwing it, and Jensen kept throwing it, like getting close to the fence. Like Jen, stop doing it, and I threw it and almost hit a car. It, like bounced in front as the car was driving. I was just like, and do that awkward way to look at you.
Yeah.
And then you're looking at them going, is this going to kick off or are they just going to drive on? Then you can just tell the look they give you like that, you bastard, you bastard. When they set it off and then because he seen Jensen, he just drove on. If you know what I mean, it's like shit. If I'd hit his car though, I don't know what I'd do. Like I'd literally be shit.
Mate, if that frisbee hit the car, Remy'd also hit the fucking car.
She is one of those that like speeds full at
She
it.
is literally like full. She like the blinders are on
Yeah.
as she chases it. If that frisbee hit the car, she would also jump into the car.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me at all. No one bit. No one bit at all. Oh God! I remember you saying before, and I didn't quite believe you when you were like, "She's a pain in the ass for the frisbee."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Oh, it won't be that bad. Thrown her once, yeah, it's fine." She brings it straight back. Oh, throw it again.
No, it's constant.
And she'll do
yeah.
it for like
11,
she would
She
happily
won't
do it for
stop.
hours.
Yeah, she won't stop.
And the worst part is that if you don't take the frisbee, she'll pick up the frisbee and throw it at your feet. She will literally throw the frisbee at you till you throw it.
It's literally like you've done it about 10 times. You're like, all right, enough now, and you're like, enough. she's
And
like,
she doesn't get tired. Like most dogs
more.
will like
No,
tire.
she just keeps going.
She doesn't,
more. I want
yeah.
more. Do it again. And you're like, oh, come on, I've got stuff to do.
It's just the best when she's like looking at you and she does this to you. She goes. And then she gets a little bit frustrated and she picks the frisbee up and lobs it at your shins.
That point you
Fucking do it.
See, this is why we don't want a dog, Kate. Like,
Yeah, this particular reason.
Just don't get a border collie.
I just think dogs need so much attention. Like, and it just worries me. Like,
Because
And
Jensen
kids
is
don't.
desperate. Jensen
Yeah, but
is
it's
so
different,
desperate
you know.
for a dog.
Jensen wants a dog so badly. Like, we had a time Tychus knocked him down when we went in your house. Like, there's a video of it. My brother got a video of Tychus jumping on him, like when my brother was walking him, and Jensen just like that, and he's crying, and they all keep going. He's like, "I love Tychus."
He goes on about it all the time. He's like, I want to see Tychus.
Yeah,
Really?
Tychus like really, really loves kids.
Yeah.
Like he doesn't like adults at all. But like when we take him for a walk, if he sees kids, you have to like hold
Really?
him back. Yeah, he wants to, because like his
Wants to
entire
pounce
experience
on
with kids has been they want to touch him
They
and
wanna
pat him and
play,
stuff. So
yeah.
whenever he sees kids, he's like, oh yeah, it's go time.
Yeah. Nice and fun, you know.
But he's always been like,
Tychus is a big kid himself, though.
yeah, he's never realized his size. So
He
like,
is ridiculously
he
big.
jumps at you.
He jumps, yeah.
and,
When he jumps
and
at Jensen,
knocks you flying.
yeah,
love
Jensen
it.
just goes
I
like,
love seeing Jensen.
because Jensen's so tiny,
What the fuck?
and there's
There's
this massive husky
there's
coming
two
towards
reactions
him.
here. This cave's like, oh yeah, it's a shame he gets knocked over. And Rob's like, I love seeing it.
But he loves it.
It's fucking great.
Jensen physically loves it. Like you can just.
He'll cry and then he get up and be like, "Oh, I love Tychus."
Yeah, that's why whenever we go for walks with tigers and we see kids, we're like, he can't go anywhere near them. But we're gonna get like an angry parent at us because he won't stay on all fours.
It'd be a shame if you just like you felt like you let go of the lead by accident. You look over and he just disappeared and there's a kid on the floor and you're like,
There's a row of kids all knocked over. Like,
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Well, one of two things happens when you leave go of Tychus's lead. He either is gone, or he's found a kid or a dog, and that's the preferable thing because at least I find my dog.
Yeah.
If there's nothing else, Tychus is like, woohoo! Like
I'm just fucking gone. Zoom.
Yeah, we had
God.
a guy come in to do like our electric, and he just left the front door open. So Tychus and Remy ran out, and Remy will go wherever Tychus goes.
Yeah.
Tychus almost made it to the roundabout by us, and Remy obviously was like, "Woohoo! I'm coming with you." So I'm there, like I'm running in sandals, like sprinting, and I've never run for so long and so vigorously.
In sandals.
Yeah, because he almost got to the roundabout, and he was like, "You know what? I'm gonna go back down to the shop, and I'm gonna run towards the down the hill."
Oh my god!
Where it goes even further, and it's so hard to catch him because what Tychus does is he'll look behind you and he'll be like, "Oh, you're quite far away. I'm gonna wait." and then you get close and he's like, "Let's go."
A lot of dogs seem to do that where they're like, chase me.
Yeah, like you gotta do. It's weird because like, you go, "Oh, he wants you to chase him. I know I won't chase him." So if you stop and you're like, "Okay, I'll just walk away," he'll go, "Okay, I'm gonna go for a run then."
Yeah, and he just charges off and disappears.
Yeah, and then he goes further.
Yeah. That's the awkward balance you have to have.
That's why you get a cat.
I don't know. That's how you can think a kid is easier than a dog.
Sorry.
Like a dog, you just go cup, dog food, bowl. That's them for food.
Yeah.
Kids like, I don't want to eat my vegetables. I want chips today.
No.
Daddy, I want pizza today.
But as they get older and wiser, like it's,
Daddy, I want pizza today.
I like Daddy keep going, like
I'll give you a pizza if you want, son.
Fucking hell, like.
Let's do a poll in chat. What do you think is easier, dogs or kids?
Oh, dogs, 100%. Dogs, 100%.
Yeah, I mean, a dog won't physically reject, I think, come out your bed for the next 3 hours going, "I'm not tired, I'm not tired. I'm not tired, I'm not tired, I'm not tired." Like,
Have you fucking met Tychus?
oh, mate.
He's
like,
a cunt. Like,
Oh shit! Yeah, you had a bad
But
time, didn't
technically,
you?
right,
it was horrendous. Like, I was looking after them while you were gone, and he was happy to come in and out all day. All day was all fine. Then it got to about 11 o'clock at night, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna go to bed soon, so I'll bring him in. He's been out for a bit. I'll let him go for I think he was in, so I was like, I'll let him go out for a little bit. You can have a little time and then come in. I let him out. I was like, I'll watch an episode or something. I'll go get him because he's gonna just have a fun just wandering around himself. "Oh, thanks, mate. Time to come in." And he looks at me and he's like, "Nah." Walks around and round and round, and I'm like, Come on. I'm saying everything. Don't want to walk out and go get it myself because lazy bastard didn't put his shoes on. I finally went out. He walks towards you, looks at you, and just lies on the floor. And he's a big dog.
Yeah.
So you're like, all right, I'll try and pick him up. Fuck me, he's heavy. And you try and lift him in, and he
plays dead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like with kids,
He's almost
people,
30 kilograms.
where they basically put all their weight
Yeah.
into, they just drop it all. He did exactly that. And I was like, all right, I'm not doing this. I was like, I'll go do something. I'll come back in an hour. You'll be okay. Exactly the same an hour later. And I had to spend about half an hour to 40 minutes trying to force him to come in, trying to get him to come in. In the end, I had a bit of food and I went, "Oh, do you want some of this?" And he was like, "Don't think you're gonna give me the food." And I eventually managed to lure him in, gave him a little bit of food, closed the door, and he was fine then.
Yeah.
Until an hour later, we started opening the door.
Yeah. So
my
Tychus
God.
has learned to open the door,
Oh my god.
and he knows how to push the handle down
Yeah.
so that the door opens, but he hasn't realized that he has to open the door But sometimes he'll pull the handle down and the door will swing open enough for him to push it open.
Yeah.
So then he's roaming the house again. It's the worst thing he's ever learned.
I was in bed, like Remy was right next to me, like because she doesn't leave your side. I was like, I'm just gonna go to sleep now, and all of a sudden you hear, "Dong," and you're like, what the fuck? Is someone breaking in? And Remy's going nuts. She's barking her head off. She's fucking running around in circles, like racing towards the stairs. You're like, what's going on? You look down and you see the door slightly ajar. And you're like, that little fucker.
It's because upstairs is Remy's territory. If Tychus comes upstairs, she will nip at his
Really?
jowls wherever he goes. Yeah.
Really? Wow.
She's very, very defensive upstairs.
Huh.
She learnt that one really quick.
So she's like, you come up here, I'm having you.
Yeah.
Oh,
she used to be
God.
really defensive of our bed. If
Yeah.
Tychus came onto the bed, she'd be like,
Really?
yeah. She'd make like the weirdest noises.
God.
And she'll be
Cat.
in like, yeah, she'd be like in the proper like, dog ready to attack position.
Oh
And then
my
she'd eventually
God.
go, and then have his jowls.
Good
And she would
God.
literally bully him out of the room.
God, that's mad because he's such a big dog and she's so
She's
small.
not scared of him. She bullies him.
That's wild.
You gotta like, the thing is, we're Tychus outside. You gotta debate him. You have to change your tactics up every now and then.
Yeah.
If you go, you want butt rub? You want butt rub?
That was the other thing. Oh my God. That was the other thing. I just forgot until you mentioned it then. Like, what he would, when you're trying to get him in, he'd walk around and he'd walk towards you and then he'd stick his ass towards you.
Yeah.
And he's like backing up to you and you're like, what the fuck? So you're trying to like, I was like trying to pat him on the head to like maybe get him around the corner and like,
Nah,
pull
it's
him
gotta
in.
be the butt.
And then he's like, here's my ass. Haha. So you're like, what the fuck? So you start rubbing his ass and he's like, oh, cool. And then he fucks off and he comes back again. He's like, rub my ass again, rub my ass. Oh my God.
Kate, will that work if I do that?
Peg
Will
me,
you
peg me.
deny her something just to get
Hey,
paid?
Kate, peg me, peg
Yeah, like, see if I start rubbing my ass, put my ass in your face or anything like that, will you? Will what?
No.
Kate's like, come here, Rob, you a little peg? You want a little peg?
Like in some relationships, like you can go over and like, I've had her in the past where I like stick my ass in their face jokingly, and they're like, "Ooh," and like for me, that makes me leap away. Somebody goes near my asshole, I jump away.
Dude, whenever I
That's-
try to sit down, Ed
that's
tries to finger my ass. Every time.
that's where I poop. Whereas with Rob, it's like, "Oh, here's my ass, here's my ass." And Kate doesn't
more
go near it,
importantly,
'cause-
so my G spot is as well, like, so I may as well. You'll get the best cum shots or ever from getting a bit of ass play. Like,
I was, funnily enough, we were talking about it earlier, and I wrote it down for us to finally get it. And at the bottom of my list of things here is pegging, because anybody who sticks around in any stream or any of our content will hear at one point about whether it's they might think it was a joke or not. That Rob, you really into Kate being into you?
yeah, I'm into pegging. Like, I don't really give a shit what people
So
think.
like. Tell us, how did that start? How did you find out that you really liked having stuff shoved up your ass?
I think it was one of those prostate massagers, wasn't it? I thought I'd try it. If you know what I
Did
mean.
you bring up the idea, or did she? Did
That was
she do
me.
it?
No, it was me. Was it me or you? Was it me?
It was you.
It was me. Oh, like, saying that so
Says this like
quietly.
she's not- Is this a one-sided thing? Is this all on his side?
Yeah, kid, you like doing it?
It's a chore, isn't it?
Wow. Next time after we have sex and I come, I'm going, well, your fucking orgasm doesn't matter because it doesn't create life.
It's a chore.
Yeah, it's just like, I'm not going to make you come, it's a chore.
My wrist is sore.
So you started off with that,
Yeah.
and then just kind of evolved to the point where she smashes you back door. Then
Yeah, mate. That's
So what's a prostate massager? What is that?
you put it in, it's like curved and it hits the G spot and it vibrates.
It's like a little vibrator for your G-spot.
Mate, it makes your dick so fucking hard, like properly twitchy.
Can it make you come without contact?
It can. I've never had it, but it's made me like loads of pre-cum, like properly, like soaking out the tip
does
of your
make
dick.
you like leak like a faucet.
Yeah, oh mate, it's so good. Like, honestly, she done it one time. She done it one time, right? And she was. It wasn't with the strap on when it was like fucking banging up my arsehole, right? Like properly banging up my arsehole and I come. And I promise you to this day, I for 30 seconds could have died or whatever, and nothing would have mattered because I was in this euphoria I have never felt in my life. Like, I have never felt euphoria like, and I come so much, jizz was flying everywhere. Kate's like, what the fuck's going on? She did that thing where, do you know when the guy comes and I want to like fucking keep wanking you off? Like, is it, is it refractory state? And it fucking sensitive and sore after a while, do you know what I mean?
It's like that when you nut, but she's still sucking.
Yeah. So she was doing that, and I was so fucking in this place where it didn't matter. I was like, I don't give a shit, just keep going. Like, I was just in this euphoria. I've never felt anything like it in my life. Never. It just felt so. You could have said, "Oh, you're dying in 20 seconds." I went, fair enough. Like, fair
enough.
I accept this after that. I accept my death. Holy shit.
I would have, honestly, it was that good. Like, and Kate's going, what the fuck have I just done here? Like,
That's only ever happened to me once.
Yeah.
Right? And it was because I had just started on antidepressants, and they just put me up to like a really high dosage, right?
Yeah.
And I wasn't interested in anything like sexual at all, right? And after like 3 months, I was like, oh, I might actually want to like jack my penis.
Yeah.
And when I came, I like Rob said, I was like, if I die, that's okay.
There are those times where you have like you come and like your entire body is just like, what the fuck is going on?
I literally went and laid down.
oh, mate, because your head's spinning. Your head does spin. Like, it's like, the way I can describe it for me was like lightheadedness after it as well, but in a good way. Like, my whole body could have just felt like it was lifting. It was just so, oh man.
There is that post nut euphoria where like you come like, and it's like leading up to it, and you finally do it, and you're like, this is the fucking best. Oh my god. Have you ever had it where like you just lie in there and you're listening, like there's just music in the background, and you just feel so relaxed, and you're like, this is the best.
And that pool of cum is cooling down in your belly button.
You just sat there with
Come
a
on,
wet slug on your stomach.
Just use
and
a
you're
sock.
like, yeah.
I could never use it as a sock. That is disgusting.
She's a sock, mate. Gals all up, you crunch it. And
It's
just-
why you
mate.
get a little cum towel.
Yeah,
That's
cum
nearby.
rag.
I don't care how clean those socks are, right? Like, you're gonna give yourself like a UTI.
Imagine
had
having an
ones.
athlete's dick. Like,
That's okay, because that's where the pee comes from, and that's how you cure it. So, you can never have athlete's
You
dick.
could wank
so
off
sir,
into
how
a
did
condom.
you get
like.
athlete's dick? Well, I just finished coming my brains out, and I thought, hey, this sock nearby that I've been wearing that's covered in my foot
But-
sweat. That's a perfect thing to wipe my dick.
He
And
uses,
suddenly
he
you look
uses
down
clean
and there's
socks,
just
though.
Yeah.
He uses
like I
clean
know he uses like you can never truly get clothes clean, right?
Nah, boil wash them in it, like kills everything.
I don't boil wash.
Or do you not? Well, I'm fucking got jizzy socks on. Do you want to see them?
these
Wait,
are
hold on,
brand
hold
new
on.
socks.
Rob,
So
you come into socks, and you can still consider them like wearable after cleaning.
Yeah, because they're clean. They're clean. I don't matter what she's saying to me. Like, they're clean. Like,
I put them in the washing
but
machine.
Kaif, have you ever wiped your dick off with a towel?
Yeah.
don't say
Then
exactly.
would you wash that towel and still use it to dry yourself?
Oh, he's just been absolutely
I just got
done in
smoked.
like that.
I just got fucking smoked.
I'm gonna be honest.
But to be fair, right? Like my towels don't ever have my mangy feet in them. My towels have somewhat clean feet on them.
yeah.
So
Yeah, but then you still dry your face with that towel.
yeah, but like I
So
clean my feet in the shower.
Yeah, but say you wipe your dick with towel and you get the cum off. And
Yeah.
you wash that towel and you get it back
Yeah,
out.
but I'd swallow my cum.
And that
Oh man,
I'm joking.
it's a joke. I don't actually do it.
you must wash your ass with these towels as well when you come out of the shower. Like, you're not gonna let your ass.
Mate, I
like-
have,
like when I come out the shower,
come into
everything's
a
clean.
towel,
Yeah.
wash that towel, then use that towel later to dry my face and my body off after a shower. That means there's cum on my face.
You never
By
washed
your
it.
logic.
That's why you have
Yeah,
such nice
that's what I
skin.
mean. But like by his logic of it still being there, after cleaning it, drying it, and
Jizzy
everything,
face.
I don't
that
right.
means it's still on
Bit
that towel.
weird, right? But if you had your feet that you used every day, right? Because obviously you're saying feet every day anyway. But like, say you walked on a towel every day and then washed it, but then I came on a towel every day and washed it.
Yeah.
I would use the cummy towel before I used the feet towel.
Is your problem feet then instead of cum?
Do you hate feet?
Yeah. But then like feet are always like
Feet are disgusting.
they have the most contact with the ground.
Dirt.
See, there's people that there's 3 different types of people. There's the people who hate feet. There's the people who love feet, and there's the people who are kind of neutral about them.
Yeah.
I'm the neutral. I don't care.
Yeah, I'm neutral.
But I
but
know
like, I'm-
Trico loves feet. He loves sucking toes and all sorts. And like,
Is that a fact? Like,
oh, I don't know. We joke about it.
oh, right. I was
We're
gonna say-
joking about it. joking about it for
100% does.
years.
100% does.
I mean,
like-
put it this way: do you wash your shoes?
No.
It depends. It depends. If
I'll
they're
stick
really
trainers
messy,
in the
Yeah, I mean,
wash.
if they're really bad, right? But like for the most part, you just wouldn't wash your shoes.
It's normally no.
So-
The shoes I brought in, I haven't washed for a while.
And then you put socks on, and then your feet like are just
Yeah.
crammed in this shoe, where like your sweat and germs can gather up.
Yeah.
And you'll take your shoe off. You might still be in your socks, and you'll walk around the office, getting germs on them, and you put them back in the shoe,
That's
and the
fair.
shoe never gets washed.
That's fair.
So
Do- do
there's
you-
a lot of germs on your feet and your hands.
To be fair, Keith, right, you've got a dog who'd probably licked his cell in places you don't even want to know and probably licked your face.
He's a sneaky bastard like that.
Yeah, so, like, I mean, the fact that there's probably more germs on Tychus licking you than there is
Nah.
ever be on your feet.
Nah, there are more germs on the floor on my feet than there is on his
man, I
tongue.
don't know. If Tychus licks his arsehole and then licks you, I don't know. I think I'd rather have the feet than the arsehole lick.
I still think the feet are more
I
disgusting.
don't know, man. I don't know. Not for me. I don't know.
I'm not too fussed. I walk around here barefooted at times, and I don't really care. So, like, you know, I used to walk outside in my barefoot when I was younger. I'm not bothered about
I
that.
still do go outside with
Have you
it.
seen people that do that? Like, actually go, they've taken shoes and they actually walk
There-
barefoot.
there-
people-
I've
there's
seen
people that
videos
do
of people
marathons
doing that.
and
Yeah,
stuff.
where
And
they
their
run.
whole feet changes, like they can actually run
say
on
they
like
do feet
stone.
changes?
Their feet changes to be able to adjust. If you know what I
Their
mean?
feet change. I think when they change
Yeah.
their feet, like
No,
they
it does-
swap,
it's
they
even
unscrew
like-
them for different feet.
It doesn't cram in the shoe
Yeah.
and stuff like that, but they can actually run on stones and stuff like that. It doesn't affect them because they've built up.
Well, it's the same with quite a lot of stuff where if you like with your hands and stuff, if they get all calloused, you're fine with certain things. Like I've got calluses all over my hands from using tools when I was younger, and like I'm not bothered now about like, you know, spinning a screwdriver over and over again because they're already prepared. So I imagine they're the same thing with feet, but I probably still wouldn't want to do it. I'll be honest.
No, I don't think I'd want to do it.
I've walked on beaches and like craggly beaches barefooted, and it is the worst experience ever. I fucking hate it. I wouldn't want to do it again.
There was a girl I met with in hospital, like become friendly with, and she got stung by something by stepping on sand in a beach,
Yeah.
and her foot was like the size of a fucking balloon.
So like a jellyfish or something.
No, it wasn't a jellyfish.
Really?
They don't know what it was, but like she was in there for days, and her foot never come down. Like
I wouldn't walk out here in barefoot.
Yeah, I don't want to need
Because
on
there
you.
are a few needles about.
Do you
like-
know, right? If you see sandy jizz on the beach, you ever seen them, the little swirls?
yes,
Yeah.
yes, I've seen that. Yeah.
Okay, so that's where a little shell kind of fish. I don't
Yeah.
know. I don't know
like
what
a
it's like.
wormy
It's
thing.
like a hot dog shaped shell, and it is literally right. The thing that is inside is like a dick.
Are you talking about razor clam?
No,
Um,
no, 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 no.
I
It's like
don't-
a shell. and
No,
then
no, you're on about. I know what you're on about. But you're on about those massive things.
You put salt in it, it pops up, and
Yeah,
then you grab
no,
it.
no. This.
Yeah,
thing-
those are the things.
Is it?
Razor
Yeah.
clam, yeah.
Yes, if you see those swirly little
But it does
sands.
look like a dick when it comes out. I know exactly what you're
I
talking
thought you were on
about.
about those massive things.
No, razor clams are the things where what, how they catch them is they go in there with like loads of salt. They throw salt down the hole, and then they pop up,
Mm-hmm.
and then you just grab them and you stick them in a bucket.
Salty cum like.
You ever seen them, Sam?
I don't think I've ever
Do
seen.
you
it.
want to see a picture of one?
Sure, why not?
Let's
Like,
do it.
why not?
I
Are
think what-
they proper gross?
I mean, they look like dicks.
Now the worst thing is a blobfish, though, innit? Like they're the worst looking.
Have you
things,
seen though why they look like that?
No.
It's because they live really, really, really deep in the water, and people catch them and bring them up so fast that the pressure of the water completely ruins the way they look. It,
That's the way I'm
it
not-
destroys them. It's
I
actually
wonder what
really
they look
sad.
like then. Deep down.
I
like.
think there are videos of it. It's oh, that is a dick.
Yep.
What the fuck? That is fucking weird. What the fuck?
you can't see it. You'll have to put a picture
I'll I'll put a picture of that up.
Yeah.
That's
do literally look like penises.
why do they look like that then?
I guess they just really like the look of penis. When they evolved, they were like, "Hey guys, you want to look like a dick?"
Send them to
Yeah.
my house and Kate can use them for
Oh, for
something.
fuck's sake.
So going back to pegging.
like Sam, I said this. If you want to send strap-ons to the PO box, I'm more willing to test them out. Like, you know, I'll give you honest review. Sex
And I
toys.
say, don't.
So when was the point you finally evolved to strapping it on yourself and doing it?
I don't know, a couple of years ago, was it? A year ago?
No,
A
it
couple
wasn't
of-
that long ago.
it was
I'm
a
gonna be
year ago.
honest. I thought it was a joke all along until today.
Oh, no, I trusted him.
I was always like, I'm not sure if it's real. I'm not sure if it's real.
Pagan
I'm
is
not
in
sure.
just now, like
and then all of
pagan.
a sudden, I'm like, oh, okay.
I think pagan is everything's on at the moment. Like
Yeah.
if I can met a swingers come things that comes up on my phone, like that seems to be like big fucking thing done it at the moment.
I mean, there was that whole thing recently where what was it, Prince William? Where he's
Prince
in,
of Megan.
Dirty
yeah,
boy.
like, yeah, where it came up saying that he loves pegging or something like that, but he'll go to his mistress to get pegged instead, which is wild, to say
Probably
the
true.
least. But
Wait, was that like common knowledge for
I think basically,
like Kate was like, oh, you got a mistress?
Not
I
me,
mean,
Kate.
must
I
have
think
been
that's
quite-
very common in like seemingly the royal family kind of circle in it. They
Let's
just
be honest.
accept.
I don't think they marry for love. In there, I think it's all status and everything like that
course
because
it
they're
is.
rich, inbred bastards. But you know, it just kind of goes back to what we said before about we don't need a queen. Let's just put a monkey on the throne, and I'll support that all day.
We'd make more money.
We would imagine
yeah.
the amount of tourism we would have if we had
A
a
monkey,
chimpanzee on the
yeah.
throne. If we had a gibbon that was on the throne, I'd
I'd-
go. I've never seen the queen. If there was a gibbon on the throne, I'd be there 7 times.
Oh,
this
I'd go
year.
see the Monkey King.
Yeah.
I go there so often. I get T-shirts of it. I'd buy full merch. I would happily do that. If there
You'd be
was
like a
fucking-
royalist, but like yeah.
I would fucking love that. It would be amazing. And
It's
I
so
reckon
much
there would be
better,
even
like-
more tourism, and I would fully support fucking Prince Gibbon and fucking Princess
You're
Gibbon
gonna,
and all them.
you're
who
gonna
are-
get the, you're gonna get the people that are going to say, "Oh, the royal family bring us money." I don't give a shit. Nobody deserves to be born into a fucking life where they don't have to fucking do anything apart from travel or touch their dicks. Like that's essentially what they're fucking doing. I can't be arsed with it. Like
I would happily like support the royal family if they were monkeys.
yeah, I agree. I think
If they oh, actually, here's another thought as well. I learned this during the week. Did you know that gibbons are the only lesser ape in the world?
What does that mean?
So you know how there's great apes, which are like gorillas. So there's apes, great apes, and then there's one below it, which is the lesser apes, and that's gibbons. And they were the only ones in the world.
Why?
They I don't know.
What makes them lesser apes?
I don't know. But they custom made that title for them. They went, you are not good enough to be an ape. You have to be a
It's
lesser
the red
ape.
arse. Like.
I went to the zoo and I found that out and I was like, what the fuck? That's
Are they gibbons the ones with like the red ass?
they're like, Ooh, no, that's you
I
know,
thought.
baboon is it?
Oh,
yeah,
fuck!
those
I'm
are
thinking of
baboons.
the
Oh,
Gibbons
mate.
are the ones with the like we go
When we went to Singapore and we saw the baboons,
oh.
their arseholes
Oh.
were nasty.
It was what I
It's like they
imagine
got
Rob's
puddles.
ass is.
Yeah.
Like, constantly.
Oh.
It was like
Yeah.
full on external gigantic piles.
Yeah.
It's
is.
like a gross flower coming out of it. Where it's
Yeah.
all
Yeah,
red
I'd seen
and
cartoons where it's like 2 arse cheeks. It's not. It's,
No.
they have like 6 pustule arse cheeks.
It's like
fucking
they've just been
grim.
battered.
I never know
It's
how I feel
Rob's
about
arsehole.
yeah.
Exactly. That's exactly what it is.
I never know how I feel about fucking zoos or like overall. Like they're great to see the animals, right? But we made that place in Tenerife, was it local park or something? And they've got like a great white tiger there, and I'm just sitting there like it's in a tiny enclosure, like, and I just felt like imagine having a life living on the savannah, like open, and then
So,
just
Rob, we have
literally-
lions in Wales.
I know, but I
Yeah.
just that
And
that,
giraffes.
Yeah.
that bothers me a little bit, right? 'Cause
It is
can you-
really weird seeing a lion in Wales. It's so fucking cold and wet.
Because I went to Bristol Zoo because it's closing down now.
They are,
where,
yeah.
September is going to be closed. And I, like, the lions were in, like, a small enclosure. I was like, oh, it's a bit small. But I spoke to, like, the volunteers there, and they were like, actually, they don't really need that huge amount of space for it. And the other thing is that a lot of these, so, like, the lions that are in the Bristol
Yeah, but you can
Zoo,
say that about a
they
person.
are,
It's like a person occasion. They don't need that space, you know?
they
I
actually
used to do that about
so-
100
Yeah.
years ago. Okay.
So when the zoo initially started,
No. Wait a minute. Before people, what I mean is, legitimately, there used to be human zoos.
Yeah.
That's how bad we were like 100 years ago. Like it's not even a thing where they used to take people from different parts of the continent and put them on display.
well, there was what I was going to
Fucking
say.
goddamn.
Oh yeah,
Is-
I'd edit that bit out to be honest. But I'm just
I found out that they actually, with Bristol Zoo initially when it happened, they had like they were literally cages for like the gorillas, where it was like a really small enclosure, and they thought that was enough. And then they've like given them more space and more space. But the thing that kind of, because I'm very much like I kind of feel bad for them because they're there and everything. But I was told as well that I think they were called like Asiatic lions or something. They're specific to a certain location, and there was only 150 of them left in the world because so many of them have like gone because of deforestation and stuff. But because they're in zoos and stuff, they keep them safe and everything like that. And they've actually like upped the population to about 4 times that.
It's the same with
about
pandas,
600.
though, isn't it?
Yeah, and it's so many of them are like endangered. Like you see, like in Bristol Zoo, there's loads of like there's like a whole fish section which has loads of like critically endangered fish and stuff from all over the world. And it does seem really sad to like trap them there, but at the same time, it's kind of like it's preserving them because in like a good environment, because a lot of the times there are certain ones where they give them like huge spaces. And like there was what the guy said that like one of the volunteers that in another place they gave these lions like places that were like acres and acres, and then when they'd feed them in this one location, and the lions then learned that's where I get fed, I'm just gonna stay there all the time.
Yeah.
So they don't really need a huge amount of space. It does work, but it's kind of, there's a few different things. They teach people about all these different animals from all over the place, but they also keep them safe and kind of like, you know, breed them and keep them alive and keep them going, the different species, because otherwise, like, people are fucking assholes out in the wild where they basically just like wipe them all out. The amount of like extinct animals that have gone.
Rhinos, yeah.
Mate, the fucking dodos. Dodos went extinct ages ago, didn't
Yeah,
they?
that was my fault.
Yeah, that was your fault. Like, imagine if there was still dodos around. They'd be fucking sick. You know, they'd be little goofy bastards who don't really know what they're doing. But yeah, it's mad. It's really.
How did the dodos go extinct? Because they introduced cats into the wildlife. Is that what it was?
I thought they were just overate.
I thought it was like, you know, they've just been overly consumed and hunted. But I don't really know. I kind of want to look it up now.
Could be worse. So you could lose a war to emus, like, I mean.
Like Australia.
Mate, I watched a YouTube video about the war against emus, and it's even worse, like, than you think. Those guys got fucking wrecked.
Yeah, because it wasn't even like we lost. They probably
Was it that
lost.
bad?
Like they were buying like heavy machinery guns, and just they could not beat these emus. No matter how many they killed, they could not beat them.
And there's still like a fucking plague, I think they are. There's actually a surprising amount of people from Australia that watch us, and like they could probably, hopefully, you know, give us a bit more enlightenment on this. But yeah, it's mad the amount of like how badly they lost the war. Imagine losing to fucking birds. I don't even know if they fly either. Although I think that kind of makes them. I think that makes them more scary. that they can't fly; they're permanently on the ground.
So it was like the Pokemon would be like Pidgey then.
Yeah, basically.
Maybe the Pidgey.
Yeah. Or like Dodrio.
Yeah, Dodrio was a shitter.
Yeah.
He did go fast.
That's probably quite a cool Pokemon, the final evolution of Pidgey. But like when I was young, or like whenever I played Pokemon Red and all that, I would just constantly encounter and catch Pidgeys.
Yeah.
To the point that I'm like, this
fucking hate
Pokemon
Pidgey.
fucking
See,
sucks.
If you play Pokemon Go now, Keith, you can kill them and turn them into candy.
It's like I hate.
That's how you get candy.
I hate
You just get rid of
Weedles.
them, like, and get
I hate
candy.
Weedles.
What? Weedles?
Where we used to live, right?
Is it because you keep trying to shove
She
them into...
couldn't fucking catch a fucking Weedle like
Wait,
she was
really?
such shit. Like.
When the app was first out, right? When the game was first out, Pokemon Go, right? And that's all we had around where we lived, wasn't it? It was Weedles. And they were bastards to catch because I had lag on my phone and stuff.
The good old lag. Yep.
That was
I had
excess.
lag. Yeah, that's what it was.
I remember you throwing your phone because you couldn't catch a fucking Weedle one
Wait,
time.
really?
Like, yeah. She just.
I can catch them now.
I can catch them. I fucking hope so. They're like the...
No, my phone used to go slow, didn't it?
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
I think I played Pokemon Go for like a week, and then I was like, it's too much exercise.
Yeah.
Me and Josh legitimately, and this got found out because when we got married, my brother's my best man and told this story in front of all
You're
my
married to
colleagues.
each other, that's nice.
No, so nah, his penis is too small.
I fucking got him.
So my brother was doing the best man speech, right? And he knew me and Josh did. So when Pokemon Go first launched, we went to Bristol to do sites. We'd go to one site. So I was doing 5 sites. We did one site at like 9 in the morning. We used to sit in city centre, this cafe, had 4 Pokestops around it, lured up. And we'd done this for 2 solid weeks of doing no fucking work, pretending like we were doing work, and we got away with it, right? Because at the time we were going through managers or something like that.
Until this podcast comes out.
Yeah. I was wondering the same thing. I was like, man, imagine if
It's
they hear
been
this
said
now.
in front of
It's
my
been
manager,
said.
it's been said in front of my work colleagues, right?
Yeah.
2 weeks we done it for, and we literally were at level 20. I legitimately, and Josh legitimately believes we must be one of the highest levels in the UK. We played it that much, at the point where I'd phone at 9 o'clock now, I just got a fucking magma. Like, because there was that thing when it came out, it's like showing you where the spawn points were going to be when it got hacked.
Oh, God.
And I remember getting in the car, driving 5 minutes.
I remember you guys would be like, I found this Pokemon, and then you'd be like, I'd be right there. Like, people used to leave their house and be like, I'm fucking coming to get that Pokemon.
Yeah.
He used to disappear. Like when we lived back in Newport, right? I asked him to go to the shop to Morrison's because around the corner, to go and get breakfast for us. I was starving. I was like, go and get breakfast. He disappeared for like 2 hours.
I walked up to the transporter bridge, then I looked, caught loads of Pokemon. I went, I'm going to go back and look back.
Do you think anyone's ever been like, oh, I'm really worried that my partner's cheating on me? Just to find out they're playing fucking Pokemon Go.
Yeah.
The eggs are a massive thing, though, like breeding eggs and stuff like that, wasn't it?
It's because you had
catch
to walk
them.
so long to do it. It was like 10,000.
Kilometers or
Yeah,
something, yeah.
that's
I've
it.
tried
10
everything.
kilometers.
Oh, yeah, that's what made me quit. I was like, wait, I gotta physically walk to hatch these eggs.
If
I'm out.
if I had a bike, it might have been different. I kind of think if I had a bike, I'd probably play it a lot more on the bike. Because I thought it'd be nothing cool because the bike registered, I think.
Oh, shit, I remember, yeah, there was a point where, like,
There was loads of people have like different phones like all over their
people
their
would be,
handles.
like, in my car, and we'd drive really slow, because the roads are really quiet.
Yeah.
So we'd drive really, really slow, so it thought we were walking.
It was that thing where you drive and it's like, whoa, it looks like you're in a car. Oh, you're not allowed to catch them now. And you're like, fuck off.
Do you
Drive
think?
Yeah.
5 miles an hour.
Do you think? Do you think at that point though, where they thought, oh, it's going to get kids active and out and whatever, it's actually more adults were playing it,
Oh, fuck.
fucking polluting the fucking planet like in their cars, catching fucking Pokemon, than actually people doing exercise? Because
Yeah.
we
It did work for a lot of people though, because like I remember I did walk quite a lot.
I
when
walked
it
down
came
the
to
Taft
it.
Trail a couple times.
Yeah, like a lot of people walk,
And I was like,
a lot.
this is dumb.
On community days, we used to go out, didn't we? And
community days are amazing.
Yeah,
Like,
we
if
used
you
to
go
go
into
up
town,
quite
you'll
a few.
find loads of people still playing it now.
I remember the last when I was with the person I was with beforehand. Like it would be one of those things where it's like, should we go look for Pokemon? We're like, yeah. And you just go do loops around looking for like
then
Pokemon.
you find
You're
people
like, yeah,
staring
let's
at you
do
like,
this.
what the fuck are they doing?
And you're literally sat
Yeah.
there like next to a church, just like,
Yeah. The church is like, ooh, we've got people coming in
Spitting
today.
them. Yeah,
and they're
exactly.
like, no.
we got a
I'm
church.
just popping in for Pokestop. I'm going. I'm fine.
Remember, we started getting into last year and we got a church next to us, like about a 5-minute odd drive, right?
Yeah.
I remember we used to sit in the little drive bit there because it's like 3 Pokestops and just like waiting for Jensen to finish school or something like, oh, we'll just drive in here for like half an hour later. We're just sitting there catching all the Pokemon.
It's one of those things with gyms as well when they introduced that. Where
Yeah.
like you'd see gyms around you, and you'd be like, oh, I've caught one, and then you'll look and you'll see somebody else like is like just taking it, and you're like,
Who the fuck
I'm
is
not
it?
allowing that.
Yeah.
Nah, that's my gym.
But you look around and you're
That's-
like, who the
that's
fuck
my
was
one.
it?
Yeah,
Who the fuck
exactly.
was
So
it?
you walk back over
Yeah.
and you see someone else on the phone, you're like,
Fucking beat
Like,
your
it's
ass.
kinda
Stopping
like
them,
it's
yeah,
being
yeah,
fucking
exactly.
hacked as well nowadays, isn't it? Like they're just fucking ghosting where they are and stuff now.
yeah. There's
Oh, can you VPN it?
The people have like got this thing we set up, you pretend you're like Santa Monica Pier or something like that.
Yeah.
And they were doing that, like pretending they're in a different part of the world or something, where it was like
I do
hundreds
remember
spawned.
when it came out, people were like, "Oh, Pokemon in America are so good. If you like make you think you're in America, you get so many of these cool ones." And we're like, "Fuck, that would be nice." But didn't like COVID come in and they were like, "Oh yeah, we've got this thing where you don't have to walk around anymore. You can just like travel around or something, right?"
Sure.
Remote raid passes. So when we done it last year on Discord, and if somebody is next to a raid with somebody in New York City, and they will live to the next 3 big raids or raids that were happening, you could remote into them by buying remote raid pass and catch it.
No matter where you are.
No matter where you were, as
Really?
long as they gave you an invite code, you can get on the raids.
Oh wow.
So technically, like if you were doing it like here, you could send somebody to Cardiff City saying like Salt Raiders playing like Pokemon. You may just give them loads of raid passes, send like somebody up into town, do all the raids. You could literally, all of us could just dial in the raid, catch all the
So
Pokemon.
all of us could just sit here while one person goes to wander.
Legit, yeah, they could.
Huh, well,
Just cost you
I
money,
don't
though.
think we'll do that, but that's interesting.
That's cool. Not gonna happen, but that's cool.
Wow, that's cool. Anyway,
I think I love Pokemon Go, but there's nothing been really implemented that's like you go, oh, I'm going to pick up the phone and play it again. Do you know what I mean?
well, it's not quite as got that much staying power compared to like the main line Pokemon, is there? There's not really a huge amount going on with it.
Motorbike
I don't
boys.
know. People can still walk around and go do their
Now and again, like,
thing.
Probably because
Well,
the
yeah.
shinies, you get easy shinies, don't you?
yeah.
You just say the Chinese.
Shinies.
Oh,
Shinies, like.
the Chinese. I thought you said the
I
Chinese.
could pick a
give you easy
Chinese up in the way,
Chinese.
like, you know.
Did you say Chinese up today?
I could pick one up today, man.
No, we're getting pizza, Dad.
Yeah, pizza dad, pizza dad. Yeah, pizza.
So I'll send you a bag of Jensen Attacks. And I'll get
We'll all get pizza and you have to spend time with the kid.
That's it.
Oh, God. So, how long have we been recording
Almost
for
1 hour 50 minutes.
now? 50 minutes?
Yeah, 1 hour 50.
Oh, fucking hell.
That's gone
That's
quick,
kind of
hasn't
flown
it?
by.
Mate,
Oh, I did fly by.
Should
Literally
we?
going to be talking about sex now. aren't we?
Yeah, this is probably one that's not going to get monetized.
Well, I thought that about the last one because the tavern starts and Dale goes, "Hello, welcome to the tavern. I'm your host Dale. Here's Kaif," and I literally go, "Come."
Yeah. I remember that.
I don't think it's big enough yet, like in the sense of like
Yeah, it's not.
we're not checking it. You know what I mean? That's what I think.
Like my channel and my VOD channel, like they're a bit more stricter.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
But like the tavern one, I actually went come and I was like, when it got demonetized, I was like, there's no way they're gonna turn around on that. I got an email and I was like, for lads, and I was like, nice, come.
I think we can, so long as we don't say cunt right at the start, I think we're good, to be honest.
I think I said it once today, did I?
I think I've said it as well.
I think all of us have said it at this
People
point.
keep asking me why I keep censoring, right? So the reason is in YouTube's guidelines now. So the N word and cunt are on the same offensiveness according to YouTube,
Which is wild.
which is wild considering I said one and I didn't say the other.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
like, if you say cunt in a video now, you lose all ads. That's literally it.
That's why during this as well, there'll be periods where the audio just cuts out whenever one of us says something. It's because we're cutting out the word cunt. Even just then, that's probably just gone as well. It's literally just because of the fact that we're not doing this. For
I'm
money,
not
but-
I'm not a line as well, right? When it comes to you have to do on YouTube, you have to do your own like ad. What's the word for it? You rate your own video
The
on
review sort of thing.
yeah, you review it, right? So it's split into columns, and is in the bottom column with the N word. If you say cunt, gone.
I can't believe that. Like,
It's weird.
It's deemed just as bad as the N word and the F word, as in
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say. Whatever. I'm just gonna say it's the same as the N word and the F word, and that's bad.
It's really strange, isn't it?
Yeah, it's crazy.
I'm still
It
gonna
is
keep
crazy.
saying it.
Oh, 100%. Because it's one of those where you kind of like, you don't really have to. I don't know. It just means pussy. Like if I say, I can say cock.
well, exactly. Why can't if he called dick on the same level? I'm calling somebody you're a fucking dick. Like,
I
you know?
wish there was a word that was so bad. Like, you know how cunt is that for pussy?
Yeah.
I wish there was one for dick.
Yeah.
Because I would say that all the time.
Yeah.
I'd 100% do it. I would mention it all the time. 'Cause there's nothing that hits the same. It doesn't. It's not
No.
the same power as cunt.
No, cunt is just too good of a word. Like,
Cock doesn't do it.
No, cock
Like
doesn't.
dick doesn't do it. Flaccid snail doesn't do
Yeah,
it.
I
Like,
guess it's just something about the word. It's the way it rolls off the tongue. It's
it
like,
is a powerful word.
Yeah.
and you know you're angry. You say it as well. Sometimes like you fucking cunt. You. It just rolls off, man.
It's gonna be quite funny because this whole conversation is literally just gonna be me cutting out. I don't put beeps in anymore
No.
because I just cut out the audio, so it's just gonna be like
I put a rubber
Empty,
ducky in. I do.
empty.
Whack.
People do all sorts. Like I think Glenn does the same sort of thing where he has like a I don't know, a duck noise or something like that.
Oh yeah, we also in the first 30 seconds of a YouTube video, we cannot say fuck either.
Really?
Yep.
Fuck, that sucks.
If you have to censor fuck in the first 30 seconds, which is really, when you think
Mad,
about it,
innit?
it's so strange. It's like YouTube going, look, if people watch past 30 seconds, go nuts.
Yeah.
We don't care after the first 30 seconds. Say fuck as much as you want.
I don't think it's gonna last for long. I reckon they'll be like, oh, the first minute, and then they'll be like, oh, a minute and a half, and then they'll.
Well, it's
Then you
weird
can't
because they
say it
changed
as
it. It used to be you can't say fuck in the first 30 seconds. Now you can say it twice.
Really?
Yeah.
Ooh.
They spiced it up a bit, you know?
Here we go. Next, let's go. Let's go.
I honestly, I feel like that policy needs to be changed. It's so. I just do not know how you can put it at the same level.
It's crazy because
I-
it's
like-
nowhere near the same.
It's
level.
Yeah.
anti-Scottish, man. That's the worst thing about it. But you sense on the word, they're censoring all the Scottish people.
Well, it's Australian as well.
Yeah,
it's like
like-
all Australian people just treat it as the same thing, which is good. In my opinion, that's what you should do, is just kind of like desensitize yourself to that word. Ideally, you know, with all kind of like swear words and stuff like that, in a perfect world, nothing would like offend anybody. Which
It's not
would
a
be
perfect
nice.
world, though, is it?
But it's not, no,
But
unfortunately.
the thing is with like cunt is that I don't know. I just don't. I don't get the offensiveness behind it.
I don't get it either.
I don't know.
Women's anatomy,
Wait,
like, you know.
The thing is, a lot of women find it offensive, though, don't they?
Yeah.
Like, how many times have like you've heard like my mum used to say she never liked it, but
I think
then
it might be.
but then like
It might be because people might use it as like a you are nothing but a like you are nothing but what's between your legs. You don't like everything else doesn't matter. That's it. Maybe that's why they find it.
Maybe it's like feminist. Like
Maybe. Who knows? I don't know.
But then we call
my
people
guy.
cocks and dicks too.
Yeah, but you know, there's a difference between that and
Or
that.
you're
There's no like
wanker,
power
you're wanker.
dynamic, is there, between like male and female? There is a power dynamic. So referring to somebody just for their genitals who has less power is a bit more offensive than somebody who has all the power.
Yeah,
I
Kate,
get it, but
why
like,
you that,
but
you cunt?
but dick and cock is still used in the negative
Yeah.
way as well. Saying like
Ideally,
you are
it
nothing but
should
the dick
all
between
be-
your legs.
Yeah. It should all be equal, but unfortunately the world's unequal, so that's just one of those things.
That's weird. I like the word.
I love it's such a good word. I fucking love it, honestly.
I tried to put a clip on TikTok where it was like me constantly shouting at somebody in Crab Game going, you're a he's a literally within 5 minutes he'd been up, it was gone.
I'm not
like,
surprised at all, honestly. It's such a crazy it's just
such a
mad.
crazy world we live in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you say Fanny?
Oh, I hate that word.
Funny.
See, I
She
hate
hates
that
the word
word.
Fanny, like
Do you actually,
she
yeah?
hates
Yeah, I
it.
hate it.
Josh hates the word foof.
That's the one.
Oh,
I
that's
was
another one.
wondering
I
what it
hate
was.
that as well.
Foof.
It's just such
Ah.
a shit name, like why would you call
And
it
the word snogging, like I hate that as well.
You know what I
Ugh.
hate? I hate the noises that people make when they kiss. Like, you know when you watch TV and stuff, and people are like,
The mouth
Oh.
noises.
"Oh, I hate it." It gets me so. It's like the same as when people eat and you can hear them chomping.
Don't listen to Rob then. 'cause
Oh
he's
fuck,
amazing.
Rob, you were so bad when you eat.
Oh, Ebs hates it.
What,
When we were
wait,
doing
what were we eating? I think it was yesterday. The cheesecake, yeah?
Yeah.
Soft cheesecake. Rob was audibly chewing. I could hear him crunching. There is nothing crunchy in that cheesecake. I was like, what? I could hear him like,
Yes.
He is such a noisy eater. Like you can hear every bit of food going down his esophagus. You can hear him swallowing.
I
You can hear
hate it.
everything.
I hate it so. It makes me so unnaturally
Do you know when we
angry.
first met, right, and we went out for a meal? That was one thing that really, really put me off you. I've never told you this, right? But when we went out for a meal, like for my birthday meal,
It all comes out 14 years later.
to be fair, right? If you go on a date with somebody and they eat really loudly, in my books, I think that's completely acceptable to not be interested in someone.
I agree big time. If I'm out on a date with somebody and they're chewing loudly, I'd have to go, all right, I'm done, bye. I'd have to leave because I'd just sit there. Like I used to have it where I sat around the table because
so
my brother's the same.
Yeah.
He
you know
makes
what?
noise all the time when he eats.
You know, your
and I
pros
once we sat together
over the
and like
cons, yeah.
eating, and I just got up and I walked into a different room and he was like, "Oh, where you going? Have you got like you gonna go grab something?" I went, "No, I just can't listen to you eat." I was
When-
like, just walked
mate.
off and sat somewhere else to eat because I just can't deal with it.
When me and
It's
Ebs
awful.
eat, like she'll sometimes put on music. that's true love. That is, she knows there's something wrong with me.
And she's not gonna change it. How nice is that? She doesn't want to change it. She's just like, "Look, here's a bit of music."
Which we have food. She's like a little bit of Enter Shikari. There we go.
I can't believe we're divorcing today. Like, literally.
But Robert, right?
Wow.
I was
no,
like-
I'm
I
still
was like-
Kate. I'm fucking done. Like,
No, lads, right? You will completely understand Kate's point of view if you hear him eat.
It's not that bad. Like,
Oh,
It's
mate.
bad, it's bad.
should hear me eating pussy out, like, you know.
Hey, she has to listen to you eat food and pussy. Like it's probably just as bad. She sat there like, "I'm close, but he's making that noise again." I don't know if I can do it.
Is that what that shit is like? I got a big tongue though.
You know, all the things you've said, you doing that tongue motion was the one that disturbed me the most.
Oh god.
But
Go to
you know,
OnlyFans.com. Look for Big Boy.
There you go. That's the link. We said about
That's
it
why I
earlier.
said it like that.
And here we go. We'll once again put it on the bottom so you can see it right here.
Rob, you know how you like getting pegged, right?
Yeah.
Does that mean that you would enjoy a dick?
Do you know if you'd asked me this 5-10 years ago, I would have never kissed a man. It would have made not ball him in the sense of because it's
Would
gay.
you kiss
or
a man
like,
now?
in the sense
Oh,
of
man, I've been
it
kissing
would
men
be
for
gay.
10 years.
Yeah, I don't know, but it's just the way I grew up, and I've said
And
this
then
before.
some.
Like,
Yeah.
I've said this before on stream. Like when I grew up, like if you had done anything less, you get beaten up for it. If you know what I
Yeah.
mean. And it's not because
That's
I
'cause
would
you're
have
old as fuck.
issue. I never had an issue or anything with it, right? But now, it wouldn't bother me. I'd probably take a dick up the ass. Wouldn't bother me. Like,
Fair. Probably feel nice.
even to the point it's worried Kate a little bit, you know.
But would you let them come in you?
No, because I think, to be honest with you, I think the biggest issue is a lot of barebacking happens with like sexually transmitted disease. So I would never recommend
I
somebody
think if
coming
somebody's bareback in your ass,
Yeah.
that's the point. That's gone anyway.
in.
Well,
no,
I'm
If
gonna
they're
be
bareback
real,
in you-
right? Like, you can raw dog a woman and experience the exact same.
Yep. If
I wouldn't know. I
Rob,
would
Rob.
never know if I was sleeping with a woman, right? I'd never ever if I was in a relationship with them not wear a condom. I'm not stupid enough
So
to
you do the same with a man. You just put a little.
condom. That's fine, yeah. I'd put a condom on. That's fine, but I would never let somebody come my ass. No.
Rob, if you have let
You get a
somebody
cum fart.
bareback in you,
Yeah, I wouldn't.
It's
let them
already
bear
too
back.
late.
I'm not letting them bear back in me though.
what if they did all the checks?
I know. I hate cum. If there's one thing I could get rid of is cum. Like I'd rather just be able to.
I
feel
like how
the-
that's the point. It's not. I wouldn't let them bareback me because I don't want dick in my ass or anything like that. It's just I just don't like.
I
that.
don't understand why women give blowjobs. Like I don't understand
Okay,
why.
why
they
do you
take-
give blowjobs?
we don't like it.
Really?
Yeah.
She doesn't like getting cum in her mouth. She ends up getting
I
to the
don't think
point.
that
Wait a
goes
minute,
for
wait a minute, wait a
everyone.
minute.
I
She
don't like
gets to the point when I'm about to blow my load, then she'll switch to just her hand, like because she knows it's coming. And
I'll aim it towards him.
she has made me cum my face many a fucking time. Like, remember that when I went over my head and hit the fucking like the wall behind, like.
I have had a situation right where I've came and I couldn't find her.
Ghost come.
Literally happened, and I was like,
Where
What
the
the
fuck?
and you know, to this day, it's about like 10 years now. I have no idea what the fuck happened to her.
You just be showering one day, you scratch your back, your neck. And like, oh, that's where it is.
Do you remember those TikToks that were going around where it's like daddy and it's like a little face on the
Oh,
floor?
yeah.
That'll be. I just imagine someone in Kyle's old house like it's just like someone going, "Daddy, have you got?"
His rug on the floor is suddenly a child. Because of the cum on it.
I had no idea where it went.
Maybe
Maybe
it was
a
a
seagull
phantom
ate it.
cum, like maybe he didn't come and you felt he did. Maybe there was
Funk.
No, I
that would be
definitely
the
can't.
most ideal situation in the world. Is that if you come, then have spunk having to come
I'm
out.
gonna be honest. The ideal situation is if I came out a window and a bird came and ate it and flew away, and I'd never have to worry again.
What the fuck?
No. I still think.
There's no cleanup. You don't have to worry about
Why
where
a
it's gone.
bird?
What am I gonna go? Oh, the best situation is if a guy walked past and ate it. No,
Yeah.
Birds fly away. You'll never see it again.
But Sam, if you just come out a window, it's just gonna go.
But
On the floor.
there's still the issue though.
On the floor.
Yeah.
It's going to go on the floor.
And someone could
that's
slip on
the
it.
issue. Someone could slip on it. A worm could come up and swim in it, and all of a sudden I'm a father to a worm. Like, there's so many issues.
But the only thing I would say is
Probably
no
the
matter
weirdest thing
what,
I've ever
no
said,
matter
I'm
what
gonna
you do,
realise.
if you didn't like what I hate about it isn't maybe the initial cum shot. It's like the 5 minutes after you're still getting a bit of cum coming out, no matter how much you clean it. You still got a little bit of cum, no matter what.
You got a cup under your balls and squeeze it out.
Oh mate, honestly, see when it goes under the foreskin and you were like pulling your foreskin back under the
I've
tap,
had
like,
that. Have you heard that noise? It was like,
Oh, I hate it. It's
and
one
have you
of the
never
reasons why
had
I
that
give-
where you've come and like you're like, I don't know, 5-10 minutes have passed and it feels like wet where like cum is slowly dribbled out and like you
Right.
pull the foreskin forward to like stop it. And it just goes. You never had
Oh,
that?
that should
Nope.
drip, like.
Oh well.
I might be different. I think I got a big foreskin. Like,
Yeah.
and it stay and you've got to clean it up 5 minutes after as well. Like you pull the foreskin back, I'm just getting water swishing around it like
Have you
Is
seen
that
the
why you do in the
TikTok?
sink?
Have you seen the TikTok where people like grab the end of their foreskin when they pee and it like all balloons
Oh
up?
mate.
Oh,
That's on
what?
TikTok.
Like people haven't actually done that, but they've like acted it out with a balloon. and
Oh, okay, right, okay.
Oh yeah, like I if I would
I'm
get rid of my
cutting a fair
foreskin, I'd
whack of
probably
this
would.
stuff.
I hate foreskin. I'd get rid of it if I could like I
I
wish I,
don't,
did
oh mate, I always had an issue where I don't have enough foreskin.
I wish I had that issue. I hate foreskin like
That's all.
Kate's just like alright, fine, like you got big
First time I had
farts,
sex
alright.
was painful for me,
Fucking don't.
Ah,
mate. Yeah.
Oh.
drumstick.
I couldn't get my foreskin all the way back when I was younger.
Phimosis, mate.
Huh?
Phimosis, innit?
What's that?
I think
That's what it's called. That's what it's when your foreskin is too. Or maybe that wasn't. It's like when your foreskin is so tight you can't pull it back. It's called
Didn't you have
phimosis. I did when I was younger. They thought I had it. It just turned out that I was wanking wrongly. I used to wank wrong.
I think I speak for all of us here, where you need to now explain how you wank
Right.
wrong.
This is going to sound really fucking weird. I hit puberty at a really, really young age.
All
Like
right, get your chicken drumstick from
Right,
out,
right,
right, and
right.
show us how you did it.
I'll pass me that pen. Pass me that pen, right? Pass it, right?
Pencil dick.
It's not. I'm not have a pencil dick, right? So I
This
hit.
is my pen that looks like a shark and it has a face. I don't want to give you this.
It's fine, man. Right.
Wank
So
off your
I hit puberty when I was like 8
I
or
don't
9,
like how
right?
close that
And
is to your dick.
that was never explained this would happen to me, right? So I was in like what primary 3 or 4, right? So I hit puberty much earlier than other kids. That's why they always think I'm tall or whatever. Because I started early, but I used to just do this with my head, just play with the head like that. And I used to come like that's how I used to do it. So I never ever at any point used to jerk like that. I used to jerk like this like till I was about 13 or 14 until I went to a doctor. Went, yeah, you're doing it wrong, basically. If you know what I
you
mean.
went to.
Wait,
Wait,
you
why'd you
I
go to a
went the
doctor?
because I was having issues. You're talking about like when you're going for a piss and it balloons a little bit. So the first
I
time.
don't think he ever said
legitimately-
that.
I
Oh,
don't.
right.
Wait, hold on. But if you, what?
So
As
if-
long as your foreskin could go back like half an inch.
So you
Like, you
something-
could
it's
pee
called-
just fine.
It's called I could pee fine, but it was getting to the point where it was I can't explain. It was dribbling out. It wasn't coming in like a flow. If you know what I mean. It's called phimosis. It acts as a medical condition. But the truth was, I'd never pulled my foreskin back. Right, the first time my foreskin ever got pulled back
Oh,
is disgusting.
it must
Is
have
the
stunk.
doctor? No, never. I swear on Jens, and never. I don't know why. Don't ask me why. But there was a doctor pulled it right back for the first time, and I was like, oh my god, my face, like, and that
Are
kind of
doctors
broke.
allowed to do that?
Yeah, because he had to check under the head because of what Keith said, just in case there was an infection around
Oh, right.
the head. So they pulled it right back for the very. I've never experienced anything like the shock. Never experienced the shock 'cause I never fucking knew that it was meant to go back fully. Because people talk about porn, we had come in the day when they had no internet or anything like that. You
That's
know?
true. You are old as balls. So.
And you can't exactly go up to him to go like, "Oh, shows your dick," like, you know what I mean? Like that's how I found out that foreskin goes back. And ever since then, it did something. When he ripped it back, it started working properly. Like,
I'm not surprised. He fucking went weird.
I cannot believe a doctor pulled your foreskin back.
yeah, because it's a check from
That's the
the
title of the
head.
video.
I swear, like, I've never. Kev, you should. I didn't. I can also as much as I can picture my face was like that. If you know what I mean, has he done it like?
Oh my god. See, because I did eventually be like, I gotta get this bad boy back, like you know, and it was kind of painful trying to get all the way back, and it took years before it finally like.
It like develops, doesn't it? Like your foreskin develops more. You have sex and wank. I think.
I feel like I have to ask this question.
Yeah.
How much cheese was under there?
I don't think, honestly, right? I can't remember being younger. In my head, there wasn't a lot. There was no massive smell. I promise you, there wasn't. Like, because you feel
It's
like
just
when
years of piss and cum.
yeah, but I still think you go in a bath and you so because
the water probably still gets.
Yeah, the water probably still gets it. Like, you know, I was
that
more
makes sense.
baths when I was younger than showers, so
That's fair. That's fair.
you know, it wasn't stinky or anything. Not a doctor looked went.
R.I.P.
Could you imagine if he did that? If he was like pulling the dick back, he's like,
I've seen some terrible videos of people having to deal with that, like on sites that I can't obviously say here, like of cheesy fucking foreskins, like people puking.
well,
That's a way to end the fucking.
I think that might be a good ending point. I don't think anything we say can top that.
I think we should, right? We should clarify that a lot of these things that are sort of like obvious were not obvious to us as kids because we are old as balls. We
didn't have YouTube
we
or
were
stuff
born-
to like oh how'd you do this?
It's kind of rough though. We were born before the internet.
Yeah.
Oh, like, I'll tell you.
We didn't have any of this.
Yeah.
I'll tell you something was I had no idea I'd done it when I was like 14, right? There used to be a website called theblowqueen.com, right? And it was a picture of Redhead giving this dick like a suck, and she was like that with it, right? And I had this picture printed out. I got a picture, and that was my wanking material when I was younger. Like, I was a printed picture of like as amazing looking ginger girl giving a guy a blowjob, like, you know.
Because even when the internet came out, it took years for like social media to develop as well.
Oh, yeah.
How many wanks did you have over that 30-second fucking clip in Bang Bros or something like that?
Oh my god, there was that. I don't know if you ever had that, but I went on like porn sites and stuff when I was really young. I say really young, but it would always be instead of a proper video, it'd be like you said, literally like a 30-second sample.
Yeah.
Where it just races through all the different scenes, and you're like,
That reminds me of a story, right?
and then
that,
it finishes, and you're like, next.
Reminds me of a story about Tom.
Yeah.
So there was
I
something.
forgot that was a thing. You couldn't even have full. Oh my god.
There was something wrong with my mate's screen. Oh no, or maybe the graphics card. I don't know,
Yeah.
right? Because whenever we played videos, they would be not inverted, but everything would be shifted green, right? And we were looking at porn, and it was Bang Bros or whatever. You only get the 30-second preview, and it was like green. It was like alien porn, right? And we were like, there's no way you could jack off in 30 seconds. And Tom goes, yeah, I can. And he's in his sleeping bag. And we're like, go on then, press play.
Oh, I know this story.
Yeah. 20 seconds later, Tom brings out his hand and it is webbed income.
Oh my god, no way.
I remember this. I remember this from when he told us.
Yeah. He's so proud of it. He brought his hand out and like he had like his hands looked webbed because there was cum in between them.
Oh.
He was so
And it wasn't
gross.
even his sleeping bag.
Whose sleeping bag was it?
No.
Huh?
Whose sleeping bag was it?
It would have been.
Imagine coming in someone else's sleeping bag. That's so gross.
Oh, that's
I'm
Megan.
still proud of him to this day.
Wow.
Man, we had fucked up childhoods.
Yeah. Dude, the amount of people, we said this last time, but the amount of people who are like, sorry, I just remember, sorry. The amount of people who are like, you guys are fucked up.
It's true.
Crazy.
Mm-hmm.
I had this yesterday, actually, where I was talking, I was streaming, and somebody went, someone in my chat, they basically went, oh, I can't believe Josh sent you a video of him pooping. And I went,
What?
that was the same reaction I had. And I was like, dude, we send pictures of our shit to each other, like, and have done for years. Like, that's a standard thing for mates to do.
My roommate came into my room with a book. It was a picture book and had a massive hole in the middle. And I was like, I know where this is going. And he went, whoop. He went, here's the elephant. Here's the aardvark. And that's normal.
I then proceeded to say that people send, you may send pictures of shit to everybody. Do you know what? Not only that person, but every single other person said, we don't do that. Every single other person was like, that's not
Do you know
normal.
what? I think it's because we're all close. Well, you guys are all close together, and you're like,
I don't send pictures of my poo to you.
It has to do something like
as I said, you.
it has to be to do with something with the place we grew up because
I was
everyone who went to our school is in some way fucked up.
100%. I literally was like, no, that's a completely normal thing to do. I was like, oh, maybe it's a UK thing. And then one guy went, I'm from the UK. I don't do that. I was like, I was like, I was like, you're telling me you don't say. They're like, no. Every single person was like, I've never done that.
I don't
That
even
is
know if it might be a
disgusting.
Welsh thing because like even like the boys and girls stripped me off, had me run through a field and threw sticks at me, and that was an endearing thing.
Maybe it is just a
I
Welsh thing.
gained respect that day.
Well, I then followed it and I was like, so have you ever busted in on your mates on the toilet and taken pictures of them? And they're like,
No, but we
Yeah.
have.
Yeah, we have 100% done that. The amount, I was saying, the amount of pictures of me on the toilet Dale has taken of me is fucking crazy. And I was like, that's just a normal
because
thing,
you're always
right?
on the toilet,
Wait. I've got a story about this them at EGX, Sam and fucking Dale at EGX. I didn't realise this. Who was it that stuck their fucking
Dale.
balls or something through the
Dale.
fucking... There's a shower. The way to open the door was a hole, so you put your finger and pulled the door open.
So the handle had fallen out of there.
No, it was
No?
just... It was a hole
That's
in
what the
door.
shower was.
Yeah.
So it was a glass door with a little hole that you put your finger in to open it. And there was 3 of us in this room that was really small, and there was this shower, and it had that glass door.
Yeah.
And I remember that because we just heard him go, boys, come look at this. And we're like, we'd walk over. And Rob, what did we see?
The fucking testicles like fucking hanging through. I don't know how he'd done it. Like how? It's like it must be like when you pop your fucking balls in a
Dale's
cock
not here to
like,
defend himself. I love it.
He did that. And the worst thing is, he heard that I think it was Josh did that in the other room to the boys there.
But
When it
Josh
was-
put his penis in, right?
I don't know if it was dick or his balls, one or the other. But they basically did exactly the same thing. And the crazy thing is, that's completely normal. For
Well,
me,
sure, yeah,
that feels
yeah.
completely
Yeah,
normal.
it's funny.
But the amount of people that are listening to this right now who are like, that's not normal. That's weird. And we're like,
I don't know. Maybe it's that general area. Like the population of Wales is only 4 million when you compare it to the rest of
Maybe
the
we're
UK
all
being 88
degenerates.
million. I don't know. It must be just. Yeah, I guess it's just degenerate.
because I've spoken to other people in different groups and stuff like that. And
Yeah.
people do that. It's a common thing to do.
I think the
You know.
majority of the people I went to school with, even acquaintances or people I didn't know, were in some way degenerates.
Well, like,
I know
There
a
were kids-
guy
yeah.
who rode a sheep naked.
There were kids in my. Do you remember the Jackass days?
yeah.
Well, there were kids in my school that used to staple their ball sacks to a plank of wood, like.
Yeah.
It's
When I was in
just-
school, we'd staple our hands by there to the
Yeah.
wall.
Yeah.
Like, we'd be like, wait, and staple it onto the wall because we were just like, funny, innit? And then you'd rip it off.
Maybe it is just
And it
like
hurt.
our generation then in Wales.
Not
Maybe.
our generation. It's
Well.
our fucking weird.
Maybe it's just
That's South Wales for you,
Maybe
I
it's a
guess.
millennial thing.
Well, it's mad because even Luke, like Glenn's younger brother, like has said that his group of mates do exactly the same thing, and we've never met them, but they send pictures of their poo to each other. We send pictures of our poo to each other. Like,
It's
Have you ever
gotta
sent
be.
a picture of
It's
your
gotta be a
shit?
Welsh thing,
it's
man.
definitely,
impressed
it's
with shit.
definitely a Welsh thing.
Have you sent you a picture of your dick to the guys?
Well, I've got a story about that. When I was doing the Manscaped ads, I went, Dale asked me, I think it was like, the product actually work, right? And my dick was looking pretty big after I'd used it, right? So it's like, I've got a picture of my dick's like sitting down there. It's got a wee bit of wind in it, make it look a bit bigger, right? And Dale's like,
You stroked your dick for Dale.
I went, do you want to see a picture? He's like, all right then. So I just put my phone out and showed him a picture of my dick just sitting on the side. Like, he's like, it's a nice dick, like, you know?
Dale is 100% someone who would do that, where he's like, that's cock, bro.
I can imagine Dale going, "That's a nice dick."
Do you want to see a picture of my dick?
Yeah, I'll see a picture of your dick.
Give me a sec then.
See, the thing is I'm also going to have to now see the picture. I don't want to feel left out. I want to see a picture of your dick.
I'll get this off camera. Like.
I want to
I'm
compare it
going to
to my
have
own.
Kyve's reaction on camera. I'll have my reaction on camera as well.
I don't give a shit, man.
But yeah, I had no idea. Like, it was not. It must just be a Welsh thing.
It must be.
Because it's crazy. Because I think you're right, Kate, where you said, I think it's because we're all so close. And I think that's it. We're basically like, we're such good mates that we're all kind of like, wee.
And everyone knew everyone in school too.
Yeah, basically.
As well. Even the women they're just as bad as us.
Pretty much.
Welsh girls are fucked up. Like.
You're fucking one of them.
There's a reason most of the people who are like married or like in relationships in this office are with people who aren't from Wales.
I was literally saying that to Glenn yesterday. I was like, no, I was saying it to Daz.
Yeah.
I said, Daz, you can definitely slip around in Wales. Just, maybe
Don't
get
stay
a
locked
girlfriend
down.
from somewhere else.
Because there's you and Ebbs, there's Glenn and Claire, there's...
Which picture to see? Nice.
Fair play, Rob. It's a nice smooth colour,
Yeah.
It's not veiny. It's
Not as pink though, as you. I was just my flaccid dick deal, a wee tiny bit of wind in it, like, make it a little bit bigger.
Mate,
I think I
it's-
sent a picture to you. I think I was
you got a cute dick, mate.
She was like, cute dick, man. How? Am I growing not sure?
The weird thing is, though, I've never seen your dick before, but that felt like the most normal thing in the world. I was just like, oh, nice, it's a dick.
dick, innit? Like,
It's my mate's dick. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
On a cold day, that thing can't be fucking found. It's like a ball sack with a fucking hole in it. Like. Oh, mate, do you know it's super cold and your balls go, like your dick just shrinks all the back up? You may not have actually a really large dick, but it's like, call it ball sack dick, like, It's like basically it's so fucking tiny like that, I'm
I
like,
have had it once because I used to work outside all the time, and there was one time where it was like middle of winter and it was raining and I was drenched through. And I went to the toilet afterwards and I felt like I was trying to lure a turtle.
Oh,
out of
mate,
the shower.
I've had moments where it's so
I'm literally
cold.
there like as though it's a shell, and I'm trying to be like, come on, little turtle.
I hate it. Yeah, try to take a piss.
Come,
Like,
You just like, I just need a pee. Come on. It's fucked.
I get it, right? My penis looks best when it's just a bit hot, right? See when it goes super hot and I'm sweaty,
Yeah.
it will shrink as well. Like, do you know people get
It's sensitive to
Yeah, that's like, it will literally shrink. I don't know if it's because I looked online, it's something to do with like when you're hot and sweaty or something down there. Like, because obviously I'm a large guy, it rubs and all that. It's a way of protecting itself. It will shrink back in as well. Like, I was like, what? It's better look fucking like a porn star dick, not fucking Prince William's fucking cock, like a tiny little midget.
I once had a mate who was convinced after he came his dick looked bigger, and I was like, "That's not a normal thing." I was like, I'm pretty positive it's the opposite.
Yeah, because it's fucking flaccid then,
Yeah,
isn't it?
exactly.
I remember I had sex education in school, and she's like, "Oh, when a man comes, the penis will immediately start shrinking." That's not the case to me.
Nah, there's
It's,
that.
This time-
mine might stay hard for like a solid 2 minutes after.
Yeah, there is that period where like it is just basically as it was beforehand. and you're like-
deflating slow balloon.
it's like a little balloon who's just like,
I think it depends how turned on you are as well. Like, I mean, we've all the dang where you've come and you're like 2 minutes later you can go again.
yeah.
If you know what I mean, like.
It's not very often.
It can happen though, like, and if I'm super turned on, she knows it as well. Like, what I'll do is fucking come, bang, give her a wee bit of the finger blast, and I'm back on it. Like,
Jesus Christ.
It's like you're revving a fucking motorbike. It's like, hold on, wah, or I'm good.
No, he's forced.
He's like, woo. Oh god.
this podcast ain't going to fucking go live.
I'd like
This
to.
is 100% going live. This might not be monetized, but this is going live.
It's gonna be short.
I'd like
100%.
to apologize to all Welsh girls. You're not all bad, but
We are.
So, okay, can I put that picture of my dick in OnlyFans?
If you're not, any of you that aren't all that bad, call me. Me and Daz need to talk to you.
Sam, how many likes me to show my dick? Like,
I mean, that would be something for you to do, not me. Like,
I was just like, no, you're not doing it.
if you want to see Rob's dick, go to OnlyFans.com.
That ain't happening because
I genuinely had like after the last podcast comments, I've had a crisis of like,
Why?
are we really that bad?
We're awful. Apparently,
We're not
we're
that
awful.
bad, man. We're
Did
not-
you see that meme on Reddit where it was like somebody was like, "Are we the bad guys?" I'm like, yeah, we are.
They mentioned it, and I was like, fuck. Maybe we are fucked up.
Well, there's one thing.
It's just called living life, to be honest with you. Like, what's the point of living life?
To be
just being
fair,
boring, like,
such really funny stories have come out of the stupid shit we've done.
100%.
And I'm happy with that.
I mean, I don't think you can really go through life and really enjoy it without having some fucking stupid stories. Like, everybody needs to do something stupid at least 10 times.
Yeah, you gotta do stuff you regret because then that
Oh,
stuff
you've got
sticks with you
stupid
for life.
stories.
At like 3 in the
Exactly.
morning, and you go, "I've grown because I'd never do that again."
100%. 100%.
you tell me from your childhood.
What's the point of having bad
Joe's told me
stories
some
if you haven't
stories.
learned from them?
Yeah.
Just saying if Rob's got some stupid stories.
Name one. Name one stupid story, Kate.
A load of stories about
The-
pissing yourself.
Well, pissing myself. That's
Oh shit! We wanted to hear the piss story.
I was going to say,
nah.
No, well, we
there
want to hear
is-
the
Come
piss
on, you
story.
got it.
We've
Nah,
wanted.
not that. Like, mate, come on. It's not this. Not that's what you put your likes on. I mean, people know the piss story anyways.
No,
But
they
just
don't.
say it.
So I'm
They
gonna
don't know the
explain
piss
this
story.
I explain the starting of it. There is a story of when Rob not only pissed on himself, but forgot his shoes on a motorway on the way back from Eurogamer. And we're going to let Rob tell the story to give it best justice. But just to give you a little, there was a car. Were you in there?
No.
No. There was a car. It was you, me, Josh, Glenn, and Dale.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was Josh was driving, right? You were in the front
That's it-
passenger seat,
that's
and
it-
then there was me, Glenn, and Dale in the back, and it was a fucking great travel back. It was really funny. We were fucking loopy at the end, but there was a period where we pulled over because Rob really needed to pee.
Like, it was literally
Rob,
10
what
miles. It was 10 miles to the service station. I went fucking holding it. I can even tell you the fucking turn off where it was. It's that imprinted. It is the Maidenhead turn off going bloody westbound from London. We're on our way back. And Josh had to pull over. I was gasping for a piss. I drank so much juice, like. And I was like, I'll get out. So he pulls over, and people know the hard shoulders in the UK. It's got like a metal barrier. But this metal barrier is up to where my cock is, essentially, right? So I'm sitting there. It's cold outside because what is October
It was,
time?
October, yeah.
it
It was properly cold, right? And we're literally talking about dick shrinking because funny, this fucking plays a part in this. Like, so we're sitting there, put my trousers down, like let my dick fall out, right? So my dick's probably like, I don't know, normal size. But as I'm waiting for the piss to come out, my dick is shrinking because it's so fucking cold, right? So as it's shrinking, I've not realised as I'm pissing, right, that it's hitting the metal barrier and then spraying back onto me and down me. Like, it's literally hitting it and tingling. I'm not realising this. I'm still pissing. And it's a lot of piss. It's not even just a little bit of piss, right? So if I miss anything, let me know, right? But I don't remember it. So I'm looking. I'm like, boys, I think I come back to the car and go, boys, I've pissed myself. Like, they're like, what? And I had grey trousers on so you could see all the splash
You had
marks.
joggers on.
No,
Yeah.
it was grey trousers. It was
Oh, was
grey.
it?
did have trousers on.
And it was like piss stains all up my trousers. So I'm like, I'm gonna have to change, or it's gonna whiff a pish in this car. So literally, I go out the car and I always said I'll wait till the service station. I'll go through my suitcase or something like that to change my trousers, right? So I'm there and I'm sitting in my boxers. Gonna take my trousers off, shoes off, and the hard shoulder. So I'm sitting in the hard shoulder, my boxers and the shoes to the side. So I'm like, I threw them in the back over the guys, I think, into the boot, so they were miles away. You know
I
what mean?
think you did. You took your trousers
Yeah.
off and you were just sat in your boxes.
Yeah, sat in my boxes in the car. And then after Josh went down the slip, I came back up. And I was like, oh, fuck, boys, I'm a fucking idiot. Like, and then about 5 minutes later, I was looking around the car and I went, boys, I fucked it. And they're like, what? I went, I've left my shoes on the hard shoulder. I've left my shoes on the hard shoulder. They're like, what? I was like, boys, they're gone. Like, and they were one of the most comfy shoes I've ever had. They were those Lonsdale ones, like the most comfy fucking shoes.
But they were ugly as shit.
Yeah, you hated them because you were glad they were gone. Like when I go back, because you couldn't stop fucking laughing.
Mate,
So
I remember how we were like, you can't be serious. You can't be serious. You're like, where are my shoes? We're like, where are your shoes? And we looked for ages, and then we were like, it dawned on us all at the exact same time, and we were like, he's fucking left his shoes. He's left his shoes back there. And we had already gone too far to go back.
yeah, there was no way of going back. So you'd have to turn back, go up the turn off, and do another 10 miles back to look back round onto that exact cut off. At that point where I did have like dress shoes, things we usually do at a restaurant. And we go to EGX, if you know what I mean. So I had to pull to the service station open the boot, get my suitcase, get an old pair of trousers out, in my boxers, I think it was.
Yep.
And find a pair of shoes as well to wear. So I'm sitting there in a service station. I think it was like Reading service station or something, trying to fucking find boxer shorts, like, and trousers and fucking
Dress shoes.
dress shoes, like fucking.
And he had piss all over himself.
And a stunk of
beforehand.
piss as well. A stunk of piss.
Absolutely all over him, and it was fucking amazing. It was so funny because we just basically erupted into laughter as soon as we realized he'd left the shoes. Like, he's there in his boxes, socks, t-shirt.
But that isn't
Piss
the
on
only
him.
time he's pissed himself.
Name another pair of piss myself.
So it was when we were planning our wedding, and we went out. We had to meet our florist.
He's remembered.
We had to meet our florist, and she lived in Bridgend, so it was quite a drive away for us. And we were sat in the back of the car. It was we had to meet her it was in the night, wasn't it? It was 7 o'clock in the night, and it was pitch black. And he needed a piss, and I was like, just wait until we go into this woman's house and ask her to go in a bathroom. He was like, no, I can't ask her in a bathroom. I have to piss right now. So you grab, what was it, a plastic
A
bottle?
Lucozade
A Lucozade.
orange bottle.
Yeah.
Right, and I tried to proceed to piss in this bottle, right? You seen the picture of my dick, right? I've got a pretty fat dick, right? In the sense of like, I could only barely fit, do you know where the piss hole is? In this bottle. So if you've done this before, put the bottle on my
Yes.
head, but my head was too big.
Oh my
for
It
God,
was a
it's the-
similar story.
Has the
that
same
Kev
thing
told.
happened to you that happened to me?
Yeah, so the air gets trapped or something.
Literally exactly the
It's
same
exact
story.
same thing.
Yeah.
Holy shit, you created a seal with your dick,
Yeah.
caused air pressure and sprayed yourself.
Yes, exactly what happened. But so I had to then take it out, yank my foreskin back even more, take the head of my cock, and then just aim the piss hole a bit there, well out in the middle of this kind of street, if you know what I mean. Because it was the only way I could do it. So I'm like, shh.
He was in the back. He went into the back of the car. There were people walking their dogs and stuff.
Basically on all fours, but holding my dick on it,
In the back
like,
seat.
well, people could see it outside.
But he
like,
but like his socks were covered in piss. He stank of piss. We had to go in this woman's house, and he was stinking of piss.
But it did. It created the seal and it splashed back on me. Like that's
That's
the problem.
amazing.
Like it's only
That
fucking.
is something you only do once, and then you learn. Yeah, I'm gonna hold it a little bit higher up from the bottle entrance, and then I'll pee. That's incredible. I'm so
Wasn't
glad
there
I'm
another time you
alive to
pissed
hear
yourself?
these stories.
What?
Was there another time you pissed
I don't
yourself?
even know.
There was a time you
I'm
shit
so,
yourself.
I'm so glad that I'm not the only one who has inadvertently pressure sprayed themselves.
I think everybody at one point has probably done that.
Do you know in your last podcast,
I don't know about that.
Dale, I think, said that someone shot themselves and someone had to buy them a new
Yeah.
pair of trousers.
Was it Rob?
It was Rob.
Was it actually Rob? Yeah.
Oh, this was when I went to meet my brother at lunch in the Pottery in Ponty, if people know what that is, right? Like it's like a pub. Bit of shit pub, right? But it was there, and I remember sitting down, I farted and liquid that literally came out my ass. My brother had to give me his orange fucking hoodie, so I'm like, we gotta go, we can't eat food. So I'm sitting there with shitty ass, like not ordered food. Had to drive up to Tesco. In the meantime, I think I proceeded and shit a little bit again when I was sitting in the car. So his hoodie got covered in shit. So he's buying me a pair of trousers that were a size too small. So when I get back to his house putting them on, like I've literally got these trousers that I couldn't wear fully either. And I was shitting in his toilet with liquid, if you know what I mean. And so basically I came out with like
You had to
no
buy you a
pants,
whole new
pair of
pack of
pants.
pants,
Yeah, and
boxes.
I'd done it on stream as well. Like one time,
You shit yourself on stream as
yeah,
well.
we were playing Among Us, and I was like, "Look at me, I've done something. You'd be proud." And I was like, "I went and shit myself," and I had to run off. And then we started
Yeah,
5
I
minutes.
think I might remember
Yeah.
that time because you were streaming, weren't you?
Yeah, I was streaming it and I had to run off, and the chat was like, "What the fuck's he gone?" Like, I'd basically come back and tell everybody like I'd shit my fucking pants. Like,
Yeah, I remember that.
remember I had to shout you down to get the boxers for me. Like,
I can't really laugh because I had a similar thing. I didn't actually do it, but yesterday I was telling you the story earlier of like me and Glenn were doing something yesterday for
A video.
yeah, and like I just consumed a bunch of like saltwater, lemon, hot sauce and stuff. I was driving Dad's back, and we were literally like I don't know 2 minutes from his house, and I was like, all the way up. I was like, I was having have you ever had that where you have like an inner monologue with yourself where you're like, I'll make it.
Yeah.
I'll make it. I'll make it. Yeah, I'll be okay. And then it starts to like get worse where you're like,
It's when you get
Will I make
closer. It's when you get closer and your ass is like,
you're just like, will I make it? I don't know if I'll make it. I'm like, no, I should. Then it gets to a point where you're like, nah, I'm not gonna make it. I'm not gonna make it. And I remember I drove up to some lights and I saw a McDonald's just out the corner of my eye and I was like, I'm going there right now because I'll shit myself otherwise. I was like, Daz, I'm sorry. And he was like, what? And I just turned immediately off to go towards this McDonald's because I was like, I fucking sped round to it, parked up. I was like, back five and just sprinted out, ran straight into the I came back to the car afterwards, and he was like, "I've never seen you run so fast in your life, or in his life." I was like, I sprinted in, ran straight into the toilet. Was like, "There's a men's there, or there's a disabled that's open." I was like, "I'm going to the disabled." Close the door, lock it up, and just really. And I was not even joking. I was this close to shitting myself. I was literally this close to shitting myself. And this was yesterday. And I actually remember there being a point in my mind where there was panic, where I was like, I'm going to shit myself in front of Dad. I was like, I'm going to shit myself in front of Dad. I can't. I was like, this can't happen. This can't happen. This can't happen. I would never have lived that down.
no, you wouldn't.
But oh my God, it was literally this fucking close. And I couldn't believe it. I actually couldn't believe it. It was, so glad I didn't. And I came out, I sat down, and I was like, whew, that was close. I was like, oh, that could have ended really badly. Holy shit.
It's wild how much the hot sauce affects you so quick.
I think it was the mixture of because it was literally a half a pint of salt water,
Yeah.
half a lemon. Like, because I didn't just suck the lemon, I ate the whole thing as well, because I'm a stupid bastard. And then hot sauce on top of that as well. It's like this big concoction in your stomach.
Man, that's salt water. Pretty much happened to you what happened to Tychus.
Yeah.
When he went
pretty
down to
much.
the sea, he had a little bit of a slurp of the sea water. I was like, stop, Tychus. And then he immediately, explosively
Oh no.
shit out salt water.
Because it was like...
It was like a fountain, not even a fountain.
I remember it
It
happening.
was like a hose. It was
Because it
insane.
literally just went out
Yep.
of him, all onto the floor.
Salt
and it was
water just
grim,
goes straight through dogs.
Power wash simulator.
Basically.
Yeah, it was like that.
Basically.
Oh.
It was
And he only
grim.
slurped a little bit before I was able to stop him.
It was...
Goddamn salt water, man.
It's rough. And I didn't even think about it at the time, but salt water will fuck you up. There's a reason you can't drink it. There's a reason you shouldn't drink it. Don't ever drink salt water. That's the stupidest fucking thing ever to do. Dumb as shit.
Isn't it the way if you get stuck at sea or something like that, the way to actually consume or hydrate yourself is
Drinking piss, isn't it?
no, isn't it shoving like a tube up your ass if you got it and putting salt water up your ass because you don't consume the salt or something? I'm pretty sure it's something like that will hydrate you without taking all the salt content. I'm
then
sure it actually happened. I
You'd
could,
need a tube.
yeah, that's the only thing. That's what the only thing I'd say is like you need, but seemingly you get salt water up your ass.
I know
like,
what I need if I get stranded. A tube.
You can stick your dick up.
All right,
a person's
Rob, we're
arse,
gonna
like.
put you on. We're gonna desert you in the sea. You need to take one item. You can take this water purifier, or you can take this tube. Which one will you choose?
the tube because the water purified run out like.
And it just feels good in his ass.
And if you, oh yes, yes.
You could sit there in and out, in and out. Oh, I'm going to come. And then it's like, oh, I need a drink after that.
But then the cum would provide food,
Oh, I'm gonna come, and I'm hydrated.
and I would be full.
It's like snorkeling through your butt.
Dude, we need to look up that. Like, we have to look up if that's true.
I'm sure it happened to a family or something. And the reason why they survived is because the woman was a nurse and knew that if they'd done that,
You imagine being in that situation. All right,
I'm
honey,
sure
I know
I
this
could
is
be
going to be
talking
bad, but I'm
pish.
going to need to shove a tube up your butt and pour salt water in it. Okay, Mum.
Well, there's some men that can suck an air to fart, can't they? So that'd be quite ideal in the water. You can
There's
just suck
women
the
who
water
can
in.
do that as well. There you go.
Yeah, but if
fart.
they, if they do that, they get banned off
no.
Yeah,
Twitch.
true. True.
So dumb.
But it's 2
That was
hours
the
and 40
dumbest
minutes,
ban.
like, Jesus.
2 hours and 40 minutes.
Mate, we have
Is it?
Holy fuck.
we've talked
It was
so
1 hour
much.
50 just a
Mate,
minute
it's
ago.
gonna be
Wait,
with sexualized
We've been
content.
recording for an hour and 50 minutes, and we went, wow, that flew by. We should end the podcast.
And then we had
And we
another-
just spoke for another 50 minutes.
That did actually fly by.
That did
Okay.
fly by.
Well, actually.
Okay, yeah, we'll end it. Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll end it.
Okay. Thank you so much for watching the Tavern podcast. I've been Sam, the guest host. We've had Kaif here. Say bye, Kaif.
Bye.
And our guests, Rob and Kate.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you very much for watching. And don't shove tubes up your ass.